Gals, it's me, Dr.JWolfenstein. And,
Have you ever been beaten by a wet spaghetti noodle?
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on days ending in Y.
Why Tuesdays? Tuesdays are for tacos, not for spaghetti. At any rate,
spaghetti
welcome, guys and gals. It's me, Dr.JWolfenstein, and sorry you've caught us all in madness. I have no excuse for it. Sorry for the delay. Technical issues on my part. As you notice, you can see my mug again. I didn't say anything bad about it. I just said my mug, which is a correct term.
You want my honest opinion?
No.
I think your anime self looks hotter.
You think my anime self looks hotter? Of course, because everything's hotter in anime.
Exactly.
Even the ugly people are hotter in anime, and I don't know how that works.
People are hot in anime.
Unless you're watching Berserk. By the way, if you ever want 3 anime to basically ruin someone's life with that animes for kid argument, you start with Goblin Slayer, you then go to Redo of a Healer Uncensored, and you then finish with Berserk, and hopefully by Redo of a Healer they've shut the fuck up. But if they haven't, you show Berserk.
Isle of Giant Insects. That anime is
No, because the words giant and insect are in there, and because people keep forgetting that arachnids aren't really insects as we understand the concept.
That's the thing, though. There's no arachnids in it.
You want something a little?
I bet you lying. I bet you lying.
Kid's life. Just watch
the anime itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you want
bet you
to
lying.
ruin a kid's life? Literally, just watch Gate, or you could watch a mass genocide within the first 5 minutes where people's blood explodes within them.
Yeah, but Gorefest is desensitized because society accepts violence over.
Even when it's censored, it's not enough.
Anyway, today's stream is brought to you by eggs.
Actually, today's stream is brought to you by a Reddit post, and also eggs. I have posted.
It's brought to you by my elephant baby. He says hello.
Fallen Star art, everyone.
Today's stream has been brought to you by me.
But on my Reddit post, on my one Reddit post that I've ever made, and then the 3 comments I've made, I have selected games that I would really like a full table for, and games that actually have players, so that way I can fill them up faster. I have games on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. On Monday, I have a Humblewood game. There are 2 slots still available. Monday from 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is going through the Humblewood campaign setting. A lot of homebrew by yours truly. We currently have a Deerfolk Monk. I forget what the actual name is. We have a Mapatch Rogue and a Mapatch Ranger. We are looking for 2 more fantastic players, and casters of all kinds are still available and needed.
And when is it?
Mondays from 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Just for the audience.
Yeah, okay. Don't be surprised if Fallen Star Art joins that game, though.
Not for me. How much is it?
That particular game is $12 per session.
Huh?
Now, on Wednesday, before this stream, in fact, I have a Icewind Dale campaign going from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with 2 slots available. We are currently only 2 or 3 missions in, so still plenty of time to jump in a brand new game. We have a wizard, a warlock, and a ranger. Excuse me, it's supposed to be sorcerer. I forget. Bookie is a wild magic sorcerer. I keep forgetting that. 2 kobolds and 1 human, and that sounds like a setup to a joke.
2 kobolds in the human and the trench coat.
Is that a kobold in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Both.
No, it's a gun, and I hate you.
And then we have our Waterdeep campaign. And again, another typo. You can actually watch me fix typos live on stream, because that's what everybody likes to do.
I'm proud of you.
Okay. But my Waterdeep campaign does have 3 games open. and it is going from Dragon Heist all the way to the end of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It is a level 1 to level 20 campaign. From start to finish. All a module and all a massive dungeon crawl. So if you like fighting dungeons and you like being marshals, marshals are masters in the dungeon. Just remember that.
Well, warlocks.
No.
Warlocks are really good in the dungeon, actually.
Well, yes, but marshals are master. Specifically fighters and rangers.
If you're
Yeah,
bad
because they.
if you're bad at
No,
being a
'cause-
caster, I suppose.
Yeah, because your spell slots don't limit you at all.
Yeah, that's the reason why you don't use your spell slots, like, ever. If you're a good spellcaster without your spell slots, what is it?
There's no such thing. Oh yeah!
No, there definitely is. It's called
now.
being a gish.
That's not even a caster. That's a hybrid, so you automatically lose. At any rate,
Anyway,
Saturdays, I have 2 campaigns that are open. One is actually D&D and one is not. Saturday, Descent into Avernus, the famous module kicked off by Critical Role. And that wouldn't exist without Campaign 1 of Critical Role. At 1 to 3 Pacific Standard Time, there is 1 slot available. Currently, they have defeated, or about to defeat, the Cult of the Dead 3, and they have yet to go into the 9 Hells yet, so hurry on before they leave you behind and go rescue Atharis. Or Eleuthers.
Elturel.
Yeah, whatever. Big ol' city that's disappeared.
But oh god, they're still in that hellhole of a dungeon for level 1s. Jeez.
No, they're under the villa right now. They just got there.
Oh, they're
But
they're
it
under
could
the
be
map.
worse. You could be playing
Yep.
the Sunless Citadel entirely at level 1.
And finally, the last game I have is actually not a D&D game. It is Vampire the Masquerade, a World of Darkness game, and it is from 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. I do have 1 slot available for that. You are playing from the Camarilla point of view, because Anarchs are dumb, and Sabat is insane. I've said it, fight me.
Camarillas are all pussies.
Okay, just because they have all the money and all the power. You jealous. It's okay.
It's not about being jealous. It's about the fact that they don't actually do anything for themselves. Not really.
Survive. But
Barely.
we currently have a Ventru, a Tremere, a Gangrel, and a Bruja. Yes, there are Camarilla, Gangrel, and Bruja. Always have been.
Gangrel.
Bruja.
Bruja.
But it's a gangrel. Ooh, that's spicy.
Indeed. And we are looking for 1 more. There are plenty of clans that have not been taken. And in these modern nights, the La Sombra, the Clan of Darkness, has also been coming back into the Camarilla's folds. It is set...
Simba.
It is set in Reno, because that is where I live currently, in Nevada. Technically, I live in Carson City, but it is Reno by night, and you can find it on Roll20. Any questions, feel free to reply to my Reddit post or message me directly. And then lastly, of course, we are sponsored by Eggs, Tri-Peak Goods. He is in the process of moving, so if you have an order or you have a custom order and it has been delayed, please be understanding. He's in the process of moving his home, hopefully buying a piece of property, building a home on it, and currently he's going to live out of a big old RV trailer for a couple months until he can buy a plot of land, build a barn on it, and then put his trailer in a barn while he builds rooms inside the barn. Like, that's actually brilliant. Like, that, if it wasn't for the fact I want a green magic home, so a hobbit house, I would do that.
I saw a bunch of those when I was in Maine the other last summer. Like, we passed a whole bunch of them.
They're really popular.
So you're saying it's for real estate.
Yep.
Real estate.
Honk. At any rate,
It's actually absolutely wonderful and is extremely useful if you're anywhere within the hills at all, because, one, I would do it here, but, you know, I'm below sea level right now, so not possible.
I will say this. I do plan, as soon as the Critical Role module launches, March 17th, that I will be running that. I will also say that when and if, no, it's when, but when the Fool's Gold campaign setting launches, I will also be doing a campaign on that. I may actually spotlight that campaign on this particular platform. And next week, my last announcement is the start of our Avatar Legends, the roleplay game. So, if you are a fan of Avatar The Last Airbender and want to watch a bunch of people stumble and bumble their way through the tabletop RPG version of it before they eventually pick it up and start to crank out the fun, then please drop on.
Angry right now.
Please,
I'm so effeminate. I love it.
please drop on by next week at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But with that,
Avatar, my favorite blue people anime.
you're so out of pocket for that. That is 100% out of pocket.
Can we all just gang up on Spell and kill him, like, full on mutiny?
Yeah.
No.
I said I'm ready to fight anyone.
We're clearly talking about the movie.
I will say that
The Last Airbender.
I will say that Avatar is good enough to be an anime, but yeah, no blue people, thank you.
No bloop, no.
What do you got against Smurfs? I know I'm sure.
A lot.
But still.
I'm actually with Gargamel. Let's eat them, let's burn them, let's poison them, let's get rid of them. I'm with Gargamel on this. It's the only time in cartoon history I'm constantly rooting for the villain.
Yep.
Yeah, except for he's ugly and is inadequate.
I don't care. Well, he's inept, I'll give you that, but I don't care that he's ugly. I just want him to kill the Smurfs. I don't care how he does it.
Yeah.
Let his cat eat the goddamn Smurfs for all I
How am I
care.
supposed to root for someone that's ugly? That's awful.
That is very mean of you.
I don't know. People root for me all the time.
Shut up, Emil.
But you ain't ugly, so
Stop
anyway.
being the pick-me, okay?
Yeah, you're the second cutest person on this stream.
Oh, it's the first two.
Aww.
No, the first is Laura.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you, I appreciate you guys.
I was
But-
on vacation for
same.
my team hit the gutter.
But, at any rate,
Sorry, but I'm really frustrated.
back up.
I understand, I'm not cute. I'm
We know.
just balding.
yeah, okay.
You just have a pompadour.
Not anymore, I had to shave it. I have to look rich and white.
Hey, he can't look like
You still
Kurabara.
have a pompadour. You didn't get rid of it. It's growing again. It's taking
slowly.
it's taking possession of your head again.
No, now I just look like I have like the flat top, you know?
Get into this shit! I'm pumped! Fuck!
We're about to. And so, with that, allow us to set the scene and return back to the wonderful seas of Vodari. And I think I'm actually going to change up the music a bit. It's fantastic music, don't get me wrong. And I really enjoy it. But I think something a little more appropriate is in order. Maybe. If it'll work.
I swear.
That could be possible for sure.
If you pull up some Pirates of the Caribbean music, I'm going.
That music is copyrighted, and Disney is our supreme overlords and empire of everything. So no, we're not going to piss off the supreme overlords of everything.
I think Kraken I think the Kraken song is no longer copyrighted.
Who knows?
It's from Crash Bandicoot.
This is Crash Bandicoot, for sure.
This is not Crash Bandicoot.
Or is it Jak and Daxter?
It's not that either.
Anyway,
But
I cannot hear it.
Oh, yeah, it's not bassy enough, unless it's from 4, I guess, right? I haven't played 4 yet. I'm so sad. I gotta
For
do that
what?
stuff. I heard it's the worst one. Oh, the worst Crash Bandicoot game ever.
I love
probably.
Which one?
Crash Bandicoot 4. I've never played any of the Crash
I
Bandicoot
never
games.
played it. No, I only played the. I've played the second one, Crash Team Race, which I think is the best, and Time Warped, which is I think the third. So I don't know anything about the
You
fourth.
actually played the original PlayStation ones. The all best.
Yay! Of course.
Yep.
But
right, so
I
let's
like
get
the
into
first
this.
one for only one reason, because it was the closest thing
with
to a roguelike
that,
in the Crash Bandicoot universe. But
we will focus in, and you guys have landed on the northern part of the island of Gnarl. According to your maps and charts, there is only one. There's only one settlement here on the island, and that is the location known as Tideport.
I have to zoom in on it.
Oh yeah, there were people that came up to our boat. I remember now.
Indeed.
Yeah. We're alive up there.
We're all still in the captain's quarters, right? We haven't.
Oh no, a lot of us left.
A lot of us left.
But a number of you left.
Well, before
We were done with this bullshit.
and it wasn't my bullshit.
It was technical bullshit.
Yes.
No, I take the blame for this one. It was my bullshit.
Octi's bullshit.
Well, you are mostly to blame for that, Xavier, but I was more talking about the arguing with the tentacle demon.
Octi.
Look, I was our best bet at getting its actual true name, if there was any. Sorry, I had to try.
It's not like I told you several times. I asked.
Okay.
You know, it's in charge of you. You could it could tell you that it was named Bob, and I still wouldn't believe you.
At any rate, yes, there was a call outside. You know, anyone alive up there?
I was fucking that night.
I go. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Xavier, you are to stay here. I'll be with you shortly.
Corn Captain.
I immediately leave.
Yeah, look what disobeying orders got you to begin with.
So, as you guys run out to the deck of the ship,
Actually, since
overseeing
I've already
repairs is also my job.
Actually, since I do want to hammer this point in. Since I was probably already at the door by the time I said everyone out, Xavier, you stay. And if he starts actually trying to walk past me, I do pull a gun on him. Don't even cock it.
Push him.
Point. It's not even cocked. It's just the butt is pointed at his chest.
The moment
what?
that you pulled the gun out, Reeve pushed your ass.
As I said, it wasn't even held by the handle. It was nonchalant, and it was held by the barrel. And handed right to Xavier. I said, "You're not leaving. We need to have a talk before anything else happens."
Right.
And I hand him the pistol. I said, "And if you're really hurt about it, you can shoot."
I just hold the pistol by the butt. I just lean a bit out of the side. The elf. Someone took the elf, right?
no, the elf is unconscious.
I karate chopped the shit out.
Yeah,
of
the
him.
elf is.
No.
So the elf is unconscious outside the door.
Yeah. So just 1 second, Mike. I'll be. And I drag him back in.
Wait, the elf on the bed that I karate chopped, or the
Yeah,
other?
you pulled him outside and put him.
I dragged him outside before we talked.
Okay, Aurora is a... I've never actually heard anyone say what race Aurora was.
She's an elf.
Elf. She's an elf.
She is a wood elf specifically.
I go, fine. If you could put him on the bed. This is
I just lean him against it. I don't fucking care.
I literally go, this is serious.
And just do the power gamer move. I sit on his chest.
So, Reeve, Valor, Nyafta.
Yes.
As you three exit the cabin,
Mm-hmm.
and as you look over the side, you see a group of about 5 men. You're pretty sure.
Why did I feel like there was a question mark at the end of that?
You just see one.
Because you're pretty sure. You're just pretty sure. Like, you haven't, like, looked in their faces. They're, like, way down there.
Okay.
Assuming people's genders here.
I better say.
No, I always will, and I always do. Make no apologies for it.
Damn.
Get better.
Anyway.
At any rate, these 5 individuals all look to be human-ish, from various ages. You have someone who appears to be early 20s to someone who appears to be early 80s. The one who called out looks to be in about his mid 40s. And he's also the tallest. But he looks like human adjacent. The slightly gray tone to his skin leads you to think either leads you to think some type of Genasi, or maybe Goliath, or maybe even Silky. You're not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks up. Are you all right? That was a nasty crash you just had.
It would have been a lot. It would have been a lot softer had our captain not plowed through a ghost ship.
There's a quiet muttering, and
I actually do walk out by this time, and I'm like, alright.
Valor, why'd you say that out loud?
And you actually watch as several of them take steps back.
I literally get on a barrel, tap Valor on his shoulder.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Sounds about right for highlight.
Valor kind of turns around slowly and then kind of like you would notice so that like his white reptilian eyes are like razor thin towards you.
Okay,
I literally just do this.
Vex, I just have a question. This is important. When you turn around, do you just coil once?
Yeah.
I want to point out, I went from doing this to the second he turns around, and I do this.
You lean in nice and
into his
close.
face.
Well, now your eyes are really focused on him. Because he's like, that
Don't
far
tell
from your face.
Some other people are business until they need to know, okay?
They asked.
Not
You
about
have
our
been-
business.
You have.
They asked
business
if we
with
were okay.
Xavier.
And I will get to that right after I get to handling everything on our ship. It looks like I gotta start handling stuff. It looks like I also have to start handling stuff with you. Do me a favor.
Shut up, Cell. You've made enough mistakes as it is. Let me deal with this. I'll get the shit back.
Reeve tugs on Valor's sleeve,
Mm.
and he is looking up at Valor and is like, "Can you not be rude to our captain, please?"
Sharad, back up, motherfucker.
I look
right
over.
in this, because what if they, maybe killed us because they think we're ghosts?
I look
Pretty
over.
sure
That
based
would-
off blood, we would not have.
I'm pretty sure people that are ghosts are already dead, and other people don't try to kill them because they're already dead.
I look over at Reeve, and I'm like, I wink at them. I'm like, "Thank you, Reeve. I do have this stuff."
I can be big too. I knew people from underground.
Your input is very much appreciated, and I think I think that your knowledge has been put to very good use in talking with them. Do go see out of character. What's the tiny person's name?
Cade.
Cade. I'm like, I don't even think it was Tiny Sensei.
It is Tiny Sensei.
It is time
I
to
can't
say
say that. I can't say that. I'm like,
Yeah,
go
okay,
see-
kill him.
Go see First Mate Cade real quick
Really?
and get information with him. You are under him just in case you guys need to transact between any languages and whatnot. Since I know you speak a couple of other languages that other of us don't. I wink at them like, do me a favor. Also, Laura, if you could help them out, Valor, I hand him this folded up piece of
Niafta.
parchment.
I was going to say
Niafta.
Niafta.
Niafta. I said Niafta.
Laura materialized in the game.
Laura, if you could go with them, since I know that you can definitely handle yourself and the
You
rest
did
of
it again.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, so you could go do that for me. That'd be wonderful.
Hey, Nick.
Sure.
Get some sleep tonight, will you?
To me, I've had like 5 hours of sleep for the past like 4 days,
Did I stutter?
Mm.
and had a 12-hour
Focus,
workday.
cats.
Don't worry
Focus,
about it.
cats.
I hand Valor a folded up piece of parchment. I'm like, This is not something we're going to be getting to anytime. Hopefully we can get to it soonish. But I need you to just study these.
These are?
It's a map.
Clearly.
I put it in his chest and I pat it. I'm like, do me a favor and study that. Keep your mouth as shut as possible so that you don't seem as unsightly to foreign bodies as possible. Thank you so much.
Right.
I hop off my barrel. I'm like, start getting us in the seat. I'll be out in a minute.
Right. I figure
What
it's
about
going
the
to take
people
a few
on the
minutes.
beach?
And that's what you and Kate are talking. That's why you, Kate, and me after are talking.
Me. Uh-huh.
I said Laura again.
Yep.
You Kaden. Yeah.
But, so, Niafta and,
Yes.
Reeve, you guys go find Cade, I take it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can actually find him
Finds out.
down, you can,
Finds out Kate has been crushed by a cannon. Very tragic.
I mean, no, he is on the gun deck, though, and he is actually supervising as Thok rights the cannons that have fallen over when you hit the shore. Like, he's just tilting them back onto their railings.
Onto the gun port. Yeah.
Just, boom. Good work, big guy. And then he looks, oh, what do you two want?
We need help communicate.
Stop.
Talking
Niafta.
with them. Oh, I was using a big word.
What,
Communicating.
with who?
Communicating. People
Yes,
on beach.
that exact inflection. That exact inflection. Yes.
Yes. Use it. It's useful.
I'm guessing the captain's disposed at the moment. Alright,
Yeah.
fine. I guess I'll fucking talk to people, son of a bitch. And
Right.
he just looks to Thok. Make sure all the cannons are right side up, big guy. Can I talk people? No! No, you can't!
Man, if only Valor asked permission first.
No, you can't, because you have much more important things to do than to talk to itty-bitty people who are itty-bitty. Good point.
Itty-bitty.
And he just... Boom!
Says the itty bitty person.
Yep, says the ittiest of bittiest people.
Yeah.
But he just... let's go, you two. Why'd I get...
It's your job.
The captain thinks you're very, very smart.
I'm the smartest one on this ship.
Uh-huh.
Bar none.
You.
That might actually be true.
Yeah.
Women, the image of Savior, behind the shoulder. Now you right.
And,
Literally, people might actually be just as intelligent. He's probably correct.
I mean, he can use his brain power to create psychic knives. Like,
Yeah.
True that.
but as he gets to the top deck, he actually just throws a rope over and then just whee!
And just doesn't use it.
No, he uses it, but like he's barely holding it, and you actually watch as he descends like super quickly, and then he just lightly lands on the ground, like his toes touch, and then the rest of his
Superhero
foot
landing.
slowly comes down. No, not even
Oh, so
superhero
is that-
landing. It's like the Mary Poppins freaking landing.
Oh,
He was staring at Niafta being like, can you do that?
I can try.
Acrobatics check.
Huh?
Acrobatics check if you would like to try.
Okay. Hold on. I must have yes.
I hear my brother crying in the living room. I want to go console him. But he needs to go to bed.
Then let's let Javik know.
We.
So you grab onto the rope, and you're halfway down, and then where'd the rope go? Oh shit! But you land.
Hold on. Quick cut this out. This,
Okay.
this bit.
Did somebody see me falling?
Everyone.
So as you land, you actually land like you've hit feet, ankles, shins,
Oh.
knees, hands, and then you go back up to sitting like on your knees. Like I totally meant to do that. Reeve actually is able to
Triple back somersault.
is actually able to perform comparably well to Tiny Sensei.
Full
Mhm.
back gainer, no rope.
And just woof.
Was Kong in the back gainer, no rope.
Yep. And you actually see Kate just kind of looks to the two of you and just, and then turns and looks to the crowd.
Hold up, before any of this ends, I want to full cut to Cell. Like, I definitely chose
I just
the
rise on Bardic fabulousness and go like, I'm fine.
I love it.
I didn't do that.
right. No, still full. Like cuts to Cell as they're walking into the
Captain's
They're
quarters.
walking up and they're like, I chose the right people.
Holds up a score sheet.
Kate just kind of looks to the people, on the beach. I'm Cade, first mate of this ship. He like looks to the side where the name is. The Vessie's Mercy. That's right. That is what it was named. That was
Idiot.
a thing that happened. You can actually see like that's a thing that happened. It's not the U.S. It's not the SS get fucked, but it's still bad.
Brad, please tell me it's.
It might as
Shut
well
the
be
fuck
she's
up.
She's roaming. Please tell me she's roaming around here.
I hate you.
I want to point out
She
that
might be, though.
it full on translates to the SS get fucked.
But you actually see, like, Nyafta and Reeve, you actually see the guys, all the fishermen, like, look at the name. And they're like, yeah, don't ask. Anyway, how can I be of assistance? Are you alright? Do you need assistance yourself? That was a pretty nasty crash. And, to be honest, we haven't seen many large ships come by lately. Oh, no. We're fine. Just hit a spot of trouble and, just decided to run her aground for a bit to make some needed repairs and to keep people fresh. We heard screaming. Yeah, don't worry about that. And you see the guy, like...
happens on the ship.
You see the guy, like... You see the old guy, like... Why would we not worry about screaming? It's a regular thing. Pirates are loud. You're pirates?
Yep.
Yeah, kinda.
No.
I yell from the top deck, I'm not a pirate!
I'm not a pirate.
He's lying.
Captain stubbed his toe, and then he hit the back of the bookcase, and then he went and then all the books fell on him, and he went
Sure, that order of events in that particular order happened. And you actually watch as this guy's just staring, but he doesn't seem to disbelieve Cade. Despite the fact that you guys know Cade's full of shit. These guys like fully believe him, and the one goes, well, if you're gonna land on the island of Gnarl, you should really report to the the docks and the Tideport Harbor. Tidepool Harbor. We definitely should. The problem is we got a little lost. There was a little storm. It doesn't matter. But anyway, we're definitely going to go there as soon as we get our ship back in the water. But, don't worry about nothing. We're all good. We appreciate your concern. And, here. And he flicks them all a gold coin.
But Brand, you had the opportunity for him to be. Don't worry about it.
Hey, it's Fugazi, alright?
But he just kind of smiles, and he actually, like, walks up. And, you didn't see us. Well, I mean, okay, if everyone's alright. Yeah, we fine. Don't worry about it.
You just hear RRR from the bottom deck. My back!
No, she actually hasn't moved from her spot on the deck where she fell.
Oh my.
Nyafta's healed her as best she can. She just hasn't moved. She's just laying there looking up.
We know she's alive, but she's just pondering a life right now.
Oh yeah, she is 100% alive. She's just like...
What have I gotten myself into?
I kind of like slither up to Ara and I'm like, since you're currently taking a lie down, mind if I take your spot for a bit?
Stay out of my crow's nest.
How about just the mast below it?
Fine.
Radio.
And
I just like go around the mast all the way up.
Yeah, you just spiral up.
Well, the guys look up, and Cade just, hey! It's rude to look over people. Oh, you notice that everyone is at least a few feet taller than he is?
Yeah, it's like...
And they all like look down. What are you insulting me now? Come on, get before I stop with the pleasantries. But anyway, you never saw us, and we'll report into the Tide Pool Harbor as soon as we get our ship in the water. And go buy yourselves a drink at whatever fucking tavern you guys got. It's called the Conch. It's actually really great. We have a monthly meeting there. Didn't ask, didn't care. Go away.
The Conch? I've heard their meat's really yummy. I've always wanted to try Conch.
You hear a voice in your head, Reeve? Hey, Fishman. Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Here's the time to stop talking. This would be that time.
And
It'd be hilarious if it was Octi just going, "What the fuck?"
but the people look at Cade and like are a little confused, then look to Niafta, look to Reeve, and then just look up again, and Cade, hey, again? Come on! We're leaving. You're all good. If you need anything, Tide Pool Harbor. Thanks. And they walk away, and you just see Cade just shake his head. These fucking people. At least they're on a small island, so they usually know how to shut the fuck up.
Trubies, am I right?
At any rate, so anyone want to tell me why the hell we crashed? Does anybody know?
No.
I do.
Nope.
Man, they're so smart. Everyone but Valor is so intelligent right here. I love them so much. Nope, not at all. No,
I know.
Valor. I know. Shut the fuck up.
Right. Well,
I told you, the captain stubbed his toe, he fell back, hit the back of the bookcase, fell down, all the books came flying down on him.
you know the secret to lying to somebody, kid. You gotta believe what you're saying. I know you don't believe that. I can see it in your stupid face.
You think my face is stupid?
Yes, but that's not the point. The point is, I don't think you're stupid. I just think your face is stupid. Point is, don't lie to somebody who's better at it than you. That's rule 2. Rule 1, believe the lie. You die believing the lie. In fact, you believe the lie so much that you're convinced it's the truth.
I thought it was the truth.
It ain't. Second,
I'm sorry.
you never lie to somebody who's better at it than you. And third of all, you never admit you lied, even when they caught you red-handed.
I know,
Yep.
I don't know why you can't believe me. It clearly happened.
Oh, I believe he stubbed his toe. I don't believe that's why we crashed.
I actually don't know why we crashed.
I knew you didn't. Because you don't really pay attention to much, do you? But anyway, it's okay, Fishman.
There's
Do
a
me
reason I
a
picked everybody that went.
do me a favor, Fishman. Do me a favor, Fishman. There's still some of our boat in the water. Will you go see if it's wrecked and needs to be repaired? Appreciate you. And he looks to you, Nafta. Now, you gonna tell me what the fuck happened?
What's she thinking?
You!
You.
Laura.
Me?
In there.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
That was 100% an in-character moment. Just looks away. Who?
Huh? Yeah, right? I mean, I don't know. I was supposing it was related to the captain having company in his cabin, you know? I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. At any rate, don't let us crash again. If somebody fell asleep at the helm, let me know. Fuck is at least a pilot and can at least steer the damn thing.
The
Wow, was at the wheel.
Tiny Sensei.
One of my thought was at the wheel.
Nothing
Yeah, but you
problem.
were the one that crashed this motherfucker.
I didn't crash anything. I didn't wreck a shit.
Anyway.
We went clean through. There was no wreck.
At any rate.
Yeah.
But good job standing and looking pretty. You need to work on your entrance a bit. So
Yes.
that's what I want you to do. I want you to spend the next, however long until you get it down, just trying that trick again and again and again until you get it down pat, alright?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna build up some muscles in my arms so that I can hold the rope better.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Because, again, if you're going to be my apprentice and learn my skills, you got to be graceful. It's all about the grace.
Yeah.
The rest of the trip is just fucking me after deadlifting.
And you watch as Cade just walks over to the side of the ship and then just begins to walk up the side of the ship.
That's nice.
No, I want to let you guys know that's an old
Spider Cade.
soul knife.
Spider
That's an
Cade.
old soul knife ability. It's like 3.5e soul knife ability is being able to walk up walls.
Didn't know that.
Nice.
But so after you're giving your assignment, just and then whee! Reeve, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Me after you can roll me another acrobatics check.
Oh my god. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Surprised you didn't have me roll a climb check to boil up the.
Okay.
Oh my god, Laura.
You have to roll me 2d6.
So going by this point.
You said
behind him,
2d6?
Yeah, I chose the right people. Definitely chose the right people.
I swear.
One more.
She's falling onto the beach.
So you have to.
I need more practice.
You go to run, jump, and grab the rope, but you realize you jumped before you grabbed the rope. So you're reaching back, no, and slam, face plant onto the beach. You're like, ow!
Father, help!
Oh my god, that's.
No.
Kate just going, that's my boy.
My boy!
Oh no, my boy!
Oh no, my boy!
Much. And you hear Cade just go, there's a rope, Niafta! A rope!
What did you do? It's right there.
I just leaned my head.
You're not on a galleon! You won't kill yourself by jumping off the boat!
Chose the right people for this mission, for sure. Turns around.
Reeve, under the water. Thankfully, you don't find any damage to the ship beneath the water. Granted, there's not much of the ship left underwater, but you don't find any damage to it. So you didn't hit anything other than the sandbar. And that's really all there is. This island actually doesn't have a set of reefs around here. It's just a sandbar.
Wait, what?
Not every island in the world has reefs.
Correct, but this one, you know what, never mind.
On this side of the island, it does not have reefs. It's the underwater section where fish live. It's basically a forest. This is like the beaches, like in New Mexico, that are just fucking sand and then drop off.
Like most normal large beaches.
But again, it just seems to be on this side. And then again, it does go off and it drops, but a lot of it is still sunlit. In fact, you can actually see a fair distance, Reeve. This is what's referred to as the light layer. And this is the upper light layer at best. So you can actually see a long way off. And the ship is actually pretty easy to inspect. But you don't see any damage. You do see some, barnacles and other such, pests, attaching themselves beneath the ship. Which, you can pry off if you want.
Please do. That damn blue wood.
Flick. Which, I mean, it detaches a few of the, newer ones. But with that, we're
It's an acorn barnacle. What if it's gonna grow into an oak barnacle?
Oak barnacle.
I wish you weren't amphibious.
bad meal.
I'm playing too much Animal Crossing. I'm sorry.
Bad meal. So, you and Xavier are in your cabin. Everyone, hopefully, everyone else, shh. Silence for the scene. Okay, I was gonna say, did Sal really fucking walk away?
Oh, sorry, I took a piss.
And he walked away.
I did walk away. Well, yeah.
Did you wash your hands though?
Yes.
Okay.
I can piss while washing my hands. They're in the same area.
Anyway! Sal, you and Xavier are in your cabin.
I literally close the door. I'm like, yeah, I should. Turn around. I'm like, I literally walk to my desk,
I'm sitting in your chair.
trace the desk. I'm looking down, not even looking at you. I'm like, get to my chair. I'm like, this continues for a little bit, I'm sure.
Go 30 seconds, we just go. Are you gonna say something?
We're like, we both know what we're doing now.
The game has begun.
At 30 seconds, Cell goes, you got no agency.
I know. and I just get up and I get up and I take the chair like a gentleman would until you sit.
I'm like, I wave his hand away. I grab the back of the chair myself and just.
Your interactions are weirdy.
I am not a conventional individual, but I get the job done.
Okay.
I go to the other side and sit on the normal chairs.
I
So
sit down against the chair.
I do this. I do turn the chair around and sit.
Of course you fucking do.
Power.
I do one of these, and I wave my hand across my little fidget thing, which I have to do regularly if I want to keep it frozen forever. So, and it just starts doing the little.
That's nice. That's
It
nice.
starts spinning. And I'm like, I'm still not saying it the whole time.
It takes a second.
Pull a drawer out. Hold that sake rum mixture. Got 2 glasses. Grab a jug. With ice. Form 2 completely spherical ice things. Drop them right in. Pour. Pour. And do the drink while I'm still pouring. And I'm still pouring. And I'm still pouring.
It starts overflowing.
It almost starts overflowing. I'm not gonna waste it. Look you right in the eye as I'm doing this. By now you probably can tell that I know almost the perfect amount. Cork it.
As you're doing this, I'm just doing this with the glass and fiddling with my mustache and goatee.
Put my finger in my drink. Been nowhere. Long swig, take about 3/4 of the drink. Put it down.
I take a sip. I'm a sipper, not a fucking football shooter.
So was I. Take it aside. You know. You want the long or the short?
Xavier just inhales. The amount of times I heard that. Whatever your high prefers.
We'll do a mix. Probably heard this before. I'm not angry.
No, go on. Go
I'm
on.
just disappointed.
I heard it better. Anyway.
What do you want me to tell you? I'm not angry, you just fucked up so royally that after I told you not to do something...
Mate, if you're that altered in state of mind that you can't finish your fucking sentences, at least take a bit of time for yourself before fucking up my day.
No, you didn't just... This would be barely enough penance. You didn't just... With your actions, you didn't, and I get up and start pacing. Like, you didn't just fuck up my day. You fucked up the whole crew's day. Would that be incorrect of me to say so?
Kinda, yeah, I'm not the one that crashed this.
Are we beating around the bush of the actual issue here? Because the crash is negligible compared. Because last time I checked, and the glazing of when I did and when I woke up, very little damage.
Right, well, which is great, by the way. Don't need to go into the front for that. Just need to get the shit back in the fucking water. But
We're
right.
not talking about that.
Oh no, that's just a quick aside. But you're talking about this, and by the way, my pocket is just full on flap, and I just reach into my pocket and the ball just appears.
You better put that back in its slip.
Right, once again, it's not gonna stay there. Either I want it to or not.
That's not what's important.
Right, hold on. I leave the ball there. I go get the lead box. So I leave for like a couple of minutes. Get back.
Actually,
Put
the
it in
lead box is in the room with you.
Oh, it is in yeah, because it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's all
moved up,
of
so I
like
just get
3
the lead
feet
box.
away.
So, yeah, so I get the lead box, put it in it. Right.
I know it's not actually in. We both know it's not actually in.
I reach for my pocket. Is it there?
No.
No?
No.
We know it can be wherever it wants to be at this point. You've mentioned this.
So why the fuck do you insist in it being in the lead box?
Have you ever stopped to think that maybe your captain letting you know that maybe not doing something or doing something is important regardless of its actions and or consequences? And how
Not
it
used to
might
that El
cause-
Captain thing, still getting used to it.
and how that might cause problems later on.
Right. It will. I mean, it is fucking causing problems
Correct.
later on.
Stop. This is what's important.
At least ask nicely.
We're way past nicely.
Well, I'm being respectful at a time.
Xavier,
So,
we're friends, correct? You're not just part of my crew, you're my friend. That's not a overextending.
You would say that, yeah.
And you would assume that anything I do tell you or ask of you as your constituent wouldn't be to hurt you, and in fact would be to your benefit. Would that also be correct?
Sometimes you're a dumbass. With all due fucking respect.
Let's put it this way. Now that you're a part of a crew, you can't afford to make selfish decisions.
He just leans back, starts rethinking to the times of, running with smuggler crews, and being like, the selfish decisions normally went our way. But anyway.
Selfish decisions to the benefit of the crew, not to the individual.
Oh, no. This was in his head. This was just him reminiscing of his smuggling runs. Like, the selfish decisions they benefited everyone. Yeah, they did, didn't it? Most of the time, yeah.
If something bad were to happen to you, what would happen to Reef?
Oh, Reef would just take my fucking body back home.
They'd probably eat it.
You don't know him like I do, mate.
How was it, Joe? Lining up the move.
He probably eat yours, though.
I'm special. I take another sip of my drink. Look. The purpose is I can't afford to have my crew disobey directive orders. And as the captain, I have to elicit a certain amount of punishment. There's not going to be pain involved. You're just going to work more. Because you failed. Hold on. Because you failed.
Sorry to interrupt, but Xavier's just thinking, wow, I've been working 16-hour shifts. This motherfucker really gonna be making me work 24 hours?
I literally go, because you failed. I, also as a captain, failed. And because of that, I will also be taking double shifts with you. Is that understood?
Right, I just have one question about that. Are you gonna be try and blow something up in my shop, or
You're not working in your shop anymore.
oh, I am very much bloody working in my shop. I'm supplying the fucking crew with supplies.
That'll be on your We're working the deck. Is that understood? We're working the deck 2 shifts, and during the free time, we're going over this. As I lift up the next one, pull out 3 scrolls, lay out. This is entire schematics for enchantments and virtually an actual living golem of a ship.
Question. Where'd you get them?
Oh, I worked on them barely. They're not good.
They're
They're
very rough
drafts.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, with Cell's knowledge of ships being more running them and not the building of them, It's almost like cartoon. Like he drew a boat with like eyes on it and like maybe arms, but like
it's actually well designed. It's just the how is not fully done and
It's a
worked
reef
out
drawing.
fully.
Basically, it makes Xavier go, "Oh, honey."
pretty much.
It makes Reeve look like an artist.
Yeah, you show me. You show Xavier the rough drafts, and it is. I am so proud of you for trying. I can work on that with you. Yeah.
I literally pull out a binder and I drop it down because I know the money and the cost of everything. That probably this would cost. I'm like, I flip it over and you see.
You certainly have theoretical numbers. The problem you have is that this has never been tried before. Enchanting ships and parts of ships happen, but those enchantments fade with time. You know the cost of those because those are pretty normal to come by, especially in your former life.
Right.
But the idea of enchanting
we've
something...
already spent like 2 hours in text messages over this.
Yeah.
This is not important. What is important is I have a rough knowledge of how much it's going to cost.
You have a theoretical knowledge of how much it's going to cost.
Rough guesstimate, theoretical.
Right. So.
Same.
Whoa! Rough, guesstimate, and theoretical are 3 very different stages of financial planning. Let's get...
It's not important. What is important is I slide the book towards him. And I'm like, this is roughly what it's going to cost.
Right. So.
Theoretically.
And by the way, what's the theoretical number?
You're looking at tens of thousands of gold pieces at minimum. His lowest estimate on this paper is about 10,000 gold pieces. His highest estimate is a lot higher than that.
So Xavier doesn't even check his book. You're like, right, we're several zeros away from that.
But we can, and I look at him and I'm like, well, we can start with this. As I gestured and I circle a couple things, which are minor enchantments and additions.
Which are?
One would be enchanting the hull.
To do?
Negating magical, well, one, preventing magical damage specifically to the hull. Specifically that.
Right. Might take both of us to work on that because my magical knowledge won't get that far.
Second would be working mechanical arms for the sides.
I knew there were arms on this ship.
Right, that's more of my specialty.
We got a part of that. And thirdly, enchanting. What was it? To enchant the economy of the whole ship, specifically. I forget what that enchantment was. It's been a bit. Basically, it is to make it work a little bit more efficient all around.
So you're talking about making the ship run itself at times? Yeah, okay. Alright. So, first of all, I have to work on these, because these need proper fucking schematics.
Which is why I had to talk to you. And second, that's not going to happen before we run our natural consequences. We'll keep it at that.
Right. So,
you know how to handle a rope, correct? And if not, I'm going to learn. I gestured to him as I get up, down the rest of my drink, and I walk out.
Right. I just see the schematics on top of the desk. I just tap them. They're unreadable. And I just put them away.
As you stand up, you notice your coat is heavier.
I just pick up the fucking ball. You really don't want to stay in that box, do you?
You actually don't hear anything, and you're just watching as the swirls and
say this?
no, No,
You
you've
don't wanna
left at this
explain
point.
that box? Okay.
But you just see this.
You do probably hear the.
Yeah, that's probably really loud. But
That would
you,
be natural. I just talked to him.
yep, Xavier, you just see the tendrils just swirling in the orb itself, and
Into a thumbs up.
no. But you eventually, as you're just kind of staring at it for a second, you are given a little bit of a vision. And it shows a black and white person talking to a very small person. Almost as
Black
if
and
this
white.
is interesting or important.
black and white person
Mhm.
talking to a very small person.
Uh-huh.
Do the shapes resemble anyone I know?
No. Although the short person could be anyone from Cade or slightly taller or slightly shorter.
Yeah, like the short is what, halfling level or a little bit.
Yeah, halfling, gnomish, or somewhere around there.
And a black and white person, just like their skin or just the silhouette is black and white.
No, it looks like their skin. It looks like they have patchwork black and white.
Right. I'm guessing this is your first hint for what's in Selene.
It just, again, give me a second. What the heck? For some reason, my phone going crazy.
Oh,
Brent, don't worry about it now. All you gotta know is the rough and short of it, so don't pay too much attention to it suddenly.
Oh,
Let it
wasn't.
go smoothly.
I wasn't worried about that. My phone was literally just buzzing like crazy on my desk.
Alright.
maybe the battery?
No, I was getting a bunch of alerts from other things.
Huh.
But
Oh, by the way, Valor, if you do open the the parchment that I showed you, whenever you decide.
He's muted.
Vex! There you go.
Are they done bickering about trivial matters?
When you open
Wasn't-
the parchment,
I'm about to say it very much wasn't bickering.
when
It was actually a pretty civil discussion.
when
It
you
was
open the
extremely-
parchment, should you open the parchment that you were handed?
I open it once I'm at the cross beam just below the crow's nest.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Granted, I look like a viper hanging on a branch. So
I'm about to say these are trade routes with dates.
Emil, we can hear that.
Yeah.
These are all
The trade routes.
the trade routes for the entirety of House Teal.
Oh, so we're fucking over those guys.
I'm going to say that those don't fit on one piece of parchment.
that's why he handed me a packet.
Oh, I can hand him a packet instead. I'm handing him everything he needs to know about these trade routes.
I mean, he will have the biggest trade routes might be on one. But unfortunately, they are too expansive to do every single one. And you said you handed him
Right.
a parchment.
Well,
you did.
well, then if the parchment does say that, it'll say, finish this and ask for more after.
That is certainly possible.
Right, so if you don't mind,
Fold it up, put it in my bag, and leave it there. It is
now
a
if you
map.
don't mind, if you don't
It is
mind,
more than a map. It was a demand, or it was not a demand. It was an order from your captain to study and learn.
It's a map.
Which is valuable.
right,
Which is the way
so
I'm reading it.
right, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna get rid of all my fucking burdens.
By the way, before Cell does leave, they hang up their coat, hang up all but one of their guns, and roll up their sleeves.
Am I back on the ship yet?
You're climbing back up now, and Nyafta has practiced jumping off and on the ship a few times. You actually watch her, and she's like pulling herself up from her most recent endeavor.
How'd you do?
I am risking my face for it. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm very tired.
Face okay?
I hope so. I have a check.
Here, let me see. And Reeve brings his hands up and gently cups her face and quietly whispers into her ear, "If Kane even calls my face stupid one more time, I might break his face open so fast that a watermelon's gonna unzip."
Okay.
I do walk
Reeve,
over
your email is showing.
This time, and I literally walk over to Nyafta this time, pat them on their shoulder, and I'm like, "Hey, look, it's okay. As long as your face doesn't look like, this." As I like gesture to like a weird scar on my cheek.
I think it looks cute on you.
Funny.
Xavier comes back on deck with the sleeveless get up.
We are ready for.
And it's a suspicious bulging pocket.
And a suspicious bulging pocket.
Or were you just excited to see me?
I have pondered it many times.
The question or the orb?
Yes.
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 No, the thing in his pants. Don't worry about it.
He comes back with the sleeveless getup. The inner holsters where he holds his light pistols is downstairs, but he has the musket on the back.
I go to Reeve and I'm like, real quick, what did Kate ask us? What did Kate ask you to do?
He said my face was stupid.
Oh.
You were there for that, Nyafta.
I literally hold Reeve's hand, pat them on the cheek, and I'm like, it's okay. Kate doesn't know shit most of it.
I'm just trying to act stupid so I can get to his intellect, and then maybe he'd understand me.
There's the reason.
Throwing shade on the halfling.
I literally
Killed
look at
the entire crew.
literally look at Reeve, and I literally look at Reeve and I'm like, he may be intelligent, but he doesn't understand things.
This halfling is gonna murder us all in our sleep.
I say the important thing is, what did he ask you to do, not what he said you looked like. Because
he told me to
let's be
check the
honest,
ship.
what you look like never changes. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
That is factually wrong. He could grow a tail.
Well,
Don't. Hey, look! Shut the fuck up! Don't undermine me, you asshole! I'm setting up for some solid information.
Well, I checked the ship, and aside from some barnacles, everything seemed to be just fine.
Fantastic.
We're gonna them, and he pulls out all the barnacles that he brought into his bag and shows them all. They look like alien creatures.
I look at them, poke a couple. I'm like, those probably could be used in apothecary stuff. I don't know. Save them if you want to. Keep them as pets.
Junior.
They're all yours.
Smoke them if you got them.
I look over to Nyafta. I look over to Nyafta, and I see their faces probably completely red. Not from embarrassment, from face planting into some sand. I go.
I know.
I look at them like, you look like shit.
Yeah.
If you have any problems, you can ask for reassignment of orders after you let me know what has happened. If not, you can continue with whatever the fuck you were doing.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna merge my face on cold water or something.
You just hear Xavier going like, "Right, let's get this shit back in the fucking water, shall we?"
I thumbs backwards towards them. I'm like, stop!
Eventually, you hear doof, 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 doof as he walks up the stairs. What?
I mean, as I walk up to him, hold out a handshake. And you're supposed to shake it. There you go.
Oh. He grabs your hand and squeezes as hard as he can. You take 2 points of crushing damage.
I don't even flinch at this point.
As he just shakes you violently up and down. Just shake hands!
Your feet may have come off the ground.
A couple times.
You know that.
I am very much prepared. I'm very much prepared for this interaction. So if I am hurting, I will go with the fact that my toes are touching the ground on occasion.
Yeah,
But
so,
he-
you know that skit in the Looney Tunes with the Yeti?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
name him George and I will love him very much.
I will squeeze him and love him, and I will call him George.
But he then lets go of your hand and... What now?
We are getting some trees. Put our boat.
I don't want the trees. They don't fit.
We need circular we need a rolly bit to go into the water.
No, we don't.
I don't feel like waiting.
Oh, we don't need to wait
We
much.
can just push.
Really?
Well,
Turn around.
no. See, like, I got the shovels, and like, it's a good shovels, and I can dig.
We can dig, but we can dig behind the ship, so it just leans back towards the water. Yeah.
Well, that too. But I was thinking, like, we create what's them lines is in the sand that fill with waters, and then
Trent,
Inlet.
yeah, that would, and then we just
Correct.
it fills with water, and then we in the water, and then we float.
I would say that's a great idea. I go to Xavier. Do we have any additional shovels?
Oh yeah, we got like 20 shovels.
Perfect.
why?
Why
There's
not?
one-
What you got against my shovels?
This
I
was
don't.
a-
I
this
don't.
was
I
a
don't.
pirate
Go,
vessel.
I don't have anything against your shovels, mate. I'm just surprised we have that many.
You got
was
to
a-
bury the treasure. That's what
Yeah.
Kate always say. If you don't want people what find treasures, you gotta buries it, and you gotta buries it deep.
True that.
I go.
2
I go,
fox tall. And he like puts a
Yeah.
hand over himself and like gesturing wildly.
I go exactly, Thok. And how many paces is it in?
Huh?
How many paces do you bury it deep in? This is an easy question.
I don't know what a pace is, honest.
Steps. How many steps do you take in?
How many feetsies? Oh,
Yeah.
Uh, I don't remember. It's too high for me to count. That's why I got Cade. He counts. He just says bury here 2 fox tall. And so I usually have to like jump.
I pat Thok on the side. I'm like, I have to mention that you probably will get a raise anytime soon.
What's a raise?
More money.
Oh, you gonna pay me?
More.
Yeah.
Oh! I thought I was just, being here because here's really nice. I don't like the landlubbers so much.
I'm gonna say.
I'm not
don't worry, we're gonna
welcome
get you-
in Crownport no more because I broke people.
And that is your job.
Well, like, I didn't want
I'm-
to break them. It's just like, some people are weak and the easily breakable type. And so when you hugs them, they just break. And then,
Okay.
and then this guy
I get
was
it.
real mean. And so I hit him and he break.
Yeah, look, I understand you. I might have broken some people there, if you know what I mean.
Broken
With
pieces.
love.
Oh.
I didn't
smile
mean to
and
break
go-
him. It's just he broke.
I go, absolutely. And I go, Doc, do you want to manage? Do you want a supervisor position right now?
I don't know what that word means. I'm
Do
gonna
you
be
want to be in
honest.
charge for? You want to be in charge for a little bit.
Nope. That sounds like pressure. But I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab me shovels. I'm gonna grab me special shovel. And then we gonna jump over the boat and dig the ship out and get in the water. But don't leave me. I can't swim.
I would go. I point at everyone. Like, that's exactly what I want you to do. Except for I want you to hand out the shovels first.
Why? What?
I'm just expecting Doc to just pull out a fucking full-on piece of construction equipment.
He actually looks like he actually looks kind of upset. Why? You think I can't shovel? You think I can't do this? I'll show you! And he storms downstairs.
Did you undermine Thok?
I literally go, Thok, no, I want you to be in charge of everybody shoveling, because everyone should be to your standards.
He then walks.
Manipulating Thok into working extra hard.
He then walks up, and you actually see he has a metal rod that on two ends have almost like buckets that were fused together oppositely. So it's like a twin pole axe, double-sided, and he just, I'll show you, shovel! And you watch as the veins start popping out over his face, and he just,
You undermined Thok's shoveling so bad that he went into a rage. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I don't think there was no negative to this. It was either he was going to be in charge of everybody shoveling and pushing everybody to shovel harder, or he was going to shovel it all himself. And there was no negative here. That's all I thought of.
So you watch as he actually, like, twists it, and he does this weird windmill-like motion where as he's scooping up, he's throwing sand behind him, scooping up, throwing sand behind him, and it is, like, taking feet of sand with each blow, and he's just going around the edge of the ship, starting from the waterline onward.
But
I literally turned around like,
buckets.
Prepare full sailor! Hoist the main line! And I like literally start grabbing a rope and start like pulling it backwards with the thing.
And everybody gets to work. But the thing is like, you actually see Cade come up. He's like, why did Thok say he can shovel better than everyone? What is going on? What did you do to my orc?
Shoveling I tried to put him in charge and have him as a standard for shoveling for everybody else. And he said basically, fuck you. So now
he's shoveling everything.
He's shoveling everything.
Translation.
He's an
I
owner.
tried to pay him. Translation.
Pride rampage.
More money. Basically, I tried to pay him more money to
He
do the same
doesn't
amount of work he
count.
would normally do.
How you gonna pay him money if he can't count? He barely can count to 20, and he's gotta use his fingers and toes and my fingers, cause he's missing fingers.
I was hoping you would help by now.
I was downstairs making sure we ain't leaking.
He's your friend. Reeve already said we weren't leaking.
Xavier's just like.
I checked. We weren't leaking.
Xavier's just chilling in the main deck, just witnessing this, and as soon as Thok starts doing this shit, and before Cell takes off, he just looks at Cell and just goes, like fucking golf claps, like, what the fuck?
Now he kind of slims down and is like right beside, kind of like hanging on the mast with his tail, and kind of has his torso out towards Xavier. He's like, he insulted Thok, didn't he?
I don't know that insult's the right word, but definitely question Thok's abilities in Thok's simple head.
I will say it wasn't an insult. I will say it wasn't an insult, but he did talk in such a manner. That Thok just went into fucking overdrive.
I literally turned to White. I'm like, you're on the clock. If I'm working,
Wait,
and I
what?
see
You mean Xavier?
Who's he?
Xavier. I am.
We
I am
love you,
so
Nikki.
very
You're all
nice.
good.
I literally turned to Xavier and I go, you're on the clock, mate. If you worked less than me, it's coming out of your pay. I will make sure of that.
Excuse me. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. You cannot threaten me with pay, since I'm the one doing the paying.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I literally turned to him. If he says that out loud, I'm like, you work on my ship, don't you?
That's when you all feel the boat slide. What?
No, the thing is, Xavier has been like.
By the way, I'm actually
getting
wrapped
stuff.
up in a. I'm actually wrapped up in a rope. I'm about to like literally release a. I'm literally one rope away from releasing a sail, because I just work that fast.
Xavier has been like manning and doing what he's been
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
like the last couple of weeks, and like he's caught up. He now knows how to work a ship roughly. But he's like, that's not a thread you can make, mate. Just come up with something else.
As one of you guys looks over the side, you can actually see that Thok has dug a trench that is half as tall as he is, and he is still digging. He's actually digging out more water than he is sand at this point, because the water has completely filled this trench. Thok's about 8.5 feet tall.
I look over and I kind of look at Thok. I'm like, Thok, you did good. Start pushing.
I don't need you! He's just...
I literally turned to Valor. I'm like, I got the sails. Like, you start pushing.
So, I'd like you to take a look at my lower half and explain to me how. I'd like you to take a look at my lower half here and explain to me how you think I can climb down the side of this ship.
Cade leans over into Nyafta. I still bet he has 2.
By the way, you actually do see that Cell's actually fully tied up into fully like releasing the main sail and all the other sails with one rope at this point, and they're like, "Do you want me to spell it out for you?"
I don't do climbing. I can climb up. I can climb up poles. I can climb
Then
up trees.
fucking jump! There's a rope there.
There's a rope, says
There's
Cade.
a rope. I am 12 feet long.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
you
down
can
the
fall.
Are you just afraid that you're gonna land on your face like Nyafta did twice?
Wow.
I'm gonna say, and
I'm
Nyafta
more
still
afraid
looks
of breaking my
I
spine.
don't know, bro. I'm just holding my nose from bleeding.
I kind of look over. I look over at Nyafta, press my palm to her face.
I cast mending on that.
I would say, what it looks like is still literally doing this because there's rope wrapped around their arm, around their torso, and around their other arm, and they're like, "What do you want? What else do you want from me?" I'm literally keeping this thing from just.
I mean,
I need everyone who's on the deck to roll a deck save. So that's all of you.
Okay, dexterity. What?
Yep, dexterity saving throw.
Because I was probably prepared for this by now, can I make an?
You're wrapped up in ropes. Yeah, you can have advantage for this.
My golly gee whiz.
I'm gonna say I know.
Yeah,
I said
that's not the
I'm
same.
at
Sorry,
20.
that's not my save. What?
I'm gonna say I know I'm roped up. I'm gonna say I'm roped up. I already knew this was gonna happen after it started happening.
So Nyafta and Cell, please go ahead and roll dexterity saving throws, not dexterity checks.
That was an. Well, regardless,
Okay, sorry.
You're all good.
I rolled a nat 20 on an advantage check.
You still have advantage. Roll a deck save. You've been playing long enough.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Use my nat 20, please. Don't be a dick. It's not that important.
So I will say this: anyone over 10, aside from Cell, is fine. You just catch yourself. Cell, you like the ropes are holding you, and then you swing out and then swing back.
Did Valor fall off the mast again?
He didn't fall off the mast so much because he's on the deck. He just fell over.
I want to point out that I rolled a nat 20 and it did it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because you didn't roll the proper dice roll.
Whatever.
But
Look, I've had a long couple days, okay? I get some lenient.
you're about to fall over, and you actually feel Cade just push you back, standing. Don't fall on me, for the love of God.
I'm sorry.
Kate is not about to squish me life.
No, he's not about the squish me mommy life. But you all hear a boom, boom, boom as you realize Thok's dual shovels have landed on the deck of the ship.
So he has expertise in dual shovel. Got it.
Technically, it's improvised
Shovel
weapon.
bucket.
It's yeah.
But
I
Shovel
got.
bucket.
you then all hear a mighty crack, crack,
Is
as
he punching the hole?
you look over. Yes, he is, and it's moving. It moves.
I literally go, please be gentle with it.
You're,
I don't
He,
think it's this.
he grabs the ship and headbutts it, and it jerks.
Oh my god, poor boy.
I'm like, give him a rope, please, somebody. Give him a rope.
I start
the
throwing him a
carrier
rope.
station
and he finish. I just throw a rope over the side and say, "Hey, Thor, when you're done, there it is for you to get back up."
You actually
I'm
watch as Cade just kind of leans over the side. Hey, Thok, Grog! Grog! And he grabs the rope and just yeets himself up.
Nice.
Okay, so
is that
Wow!
the word?
the key word for calming the raging orc is grog.
And you see Cade just hold up a wineskin, and Thok just snatches it and just. You can actually watch as he squeezes it like a juice packet into his mouth. And the ship is now in the water.
Yay.
And I literally, the second it's in the water, I just let go, and all the masts unfurl immediately.
Yes,
We are at full
unfurl,
sail.
unfurl the mast while we're still pointed at the island.
Well,
No,
the wind
we
is not filling the sails in that direction anyway. So, the wind is actually coming from the island towards you, so it actually works. Kind
We're
of.
doing it reversed.
I'm gonna say I want to let most people know. Most wind comes from away from
Yep. But you
go.
watch as Thok finishes the grog and then immediately, boom, passes out.
Okay.
We'll do it.
And that's the downside of Berserker Barbarians.
the island. That's the reason why we hate them all.
He's a buccaneer.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
I kind of look at Cade and I'm like, Cade,
Hmm.
should I drag him to his quarters? Or you just want him to sleep there?
You know, of anyone in this crew, I think you might actually be able to try, but no. Just leave him there. He's fine.
Should I put a blanket over him? Or
Yeah,
just
he'll be fine by the nighttime. This is just a side effect. And Cade actually taps a belt that Thok is wearing. This is called the belt of Undersea Giant, and makes him really strong. Problem is when he uses it, he
He passes
goes
the fuck
unconscious for about 8
Yeah.
hours.
So,
So he doesn't take it so he doesn't get sunstroke. I just put a hat on his head.
yeah, I'm
Heads
asking about
heads up. Sel literally grabs the hat and goes like, "You don't want to do that." And I literally grab just a rag, dip it in the water bucket, squeeze it out a little bit, and just lay it on top of his head. I'm like, "This is how you."
Cool.
Cade just nods. He ain't wrong. But as for the Three Stooges down there, they're crispy.
Yeah, well, that kind of tends to happen when you're asleep on the deck for 7 days. And I kind of side glance at Cell.
Sel literally whips around, and how close are you to Sel?
About 20 feet, give or take.
Oh, then you definitely don't get slapped across the face because Sel definitely would have.
But Cade
Sel
just
goes-
kind of shrugs. Yeah, I kind of figured.
Sel goes, "You need to fucking shut your mouth over everything that other people don't need to know." Cade, you are.
Hold on. First of all, I'm your first mate.
And I literally turned to Cade and I go, "You are in the need to know. Let me finish." Do you want to meet me in my office, or would you rather have it out here?
No, let's do it right here.
All right.
Give me a reason to stab you.
I literally show him. I literally point up to the main deck, and I go, "All right, up there."
We're on the main deck.
We're on the main deck.
We're on the main deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main deck. I meant the poop deck.
Oh, okay.
Back.
the upper deck.
He shrugs and walks with you. All right.
I got fantastic. When you want with you. Because of these people, it probably doesn't matter. I just don't want to play.
No worries. I mean, the Three Stooges downstairs ain't gonna say anything, and Arara hasn't moved since she fell out of the crow's nest.
I literally turn over and I'm like, alright, do you need some water? Or like,
Fuck all of you. And he goes, this is the first time she's fallen out of the crow's nest. She needs a bit.
I go, do you want some prime sake or rum?
Go away.
I'm leaning over, I'm literally leaning over the side. I'm like, I'm like full on, like, my knees are at the edge of it. Because I've locked my legs into the thing. I'm like, you got it. I lean back up and I'm like, okay, so.
Yeah, she never fell out of a crow's nest before, and she's taking it pretty hard.
Really? You've never fallen out.
Oh, you don't know. Oh, so Arara was actually born in the crow's nest. Or at least that's what everybody says, because we found her there. And we found her there as a babe. We don't know how she fucking got there, but that's where we found her.
That sounds extremely insane.
Oh, I agree. But, see, the hilarious part is she learned to climb up and down a rope before she learned to walk. Don't ask. The crew of the Albatross was an eclectic bunch. Hell, you won't believe where we found Thok.
Now I'm curious.
Grog?
Oh, so he was in Crownport, right? Killed 112 people. But here's the thing: is of those 112 people, 100 of them were in a fighting pit arena that was illegal, right? Because he's got that belt on. See, that belt is a curse, apparently. He don't remember how he got it, and I think that's what makes him so stupid. In return, it basically makes him stupid, but gives him insane strength, right? And that's just without even trying. So he crushes people, and he says they're easy to break, you know. Well, so when he killed the promoter of this big fight, well, that guy was some big hotshot. I don't know who. Anyway, he kills the promoter, right? By hugging him. Because the promoter said, I'm going to give you your biggest fight ever. So, Thok is happy, so he don't think to control himself. So he hugs the guy and cracks him in half. Cracks his spine, just completely demolished, it's gone. Almost hugs the dude in half. Well, then he proceeds to kill another 11 people, not quite understanding why the guy in his arms ain't moving and talking no more. So
I literally hold my shaking hand up and clearly it doesn't matter to me for my shaking hand because it's normal.
Oh, this is the best part. So they try to hang him. Problem. He keeps breaking the rope. They can't hang the guy. They try to shoot him. He don't die. So they just leave him out there in the middle of this prison courtyard. Now, we went there to help some other friends. It was a big old pirate raid. It was actually back when, we still actually worked with the Sea Devil. But anyway, that's a longer story.
While all this story is going on, my character, Cell, the wheel's right at itself because that's how it works, right? And I actually, before I can, jerk or lurch, and because I roughly know the area, because I know where I am.
Yes, now you do.
I do lean my back up against it so it doesn't turn or adjust or lurch. At this time, as he's while he's speaking the story, I'm just like, yeah.
So we find Thok tied up in the middle of this courtyard by himself. And he's just content as could be to be there. The reason he's content as could be to be there is because every day they give him grog. And so the captain goes, hey, do you want more grog than you can drink? And he goes, well, of course. And so he signs on with us. I'm put in charge of him because apparently my psychic powers directly in his head help him focus and not break people. It's very interesting. I never met a guy like Thuck, and I don't think I'll ever meet another one of his caliber. But I tell you what, I stay out of the way when it's playtime.
Yeah.
That's a good idea for everybody on board the ship. If he ever says it's playtime, just get out of the way. Because he's the only man I know who could load, fire, and hold one of them cannons down below by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him hit a man with a 12-pounder, so, you know, we got to be careful.
I'm gonna say, I laugh and I smile like, I've met one.
Yeah. Point remains is, we gotta be careful, because, that's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, he's not allowed in, Crownport and Tivara no more. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's still an outstanding warrant or, like, bounty on his head. So if we ever go near their waters, you gotta let me know so I can kind of keep him below decks. Also, it's never a good idea to keep secrets from me because I can read minds.
I literally go, I'm like, well, you probably already know enough about me.
Well, so I don't go prying much, but I did pick up a few thoughts around, and basically I gather that something bad happened and we were on sleep for 7 days, which, you know, I needed to sleep. But
I go, well, since you're my first mate, right?
Yeah.
It should be expected that I trust you, correct?
I would fucking hope so, Captain.
Open up. I am an open book to you.
Oh, I ain't worried. I ain't got no questions. All I need to know is where you want the ship to go, how you want it to get there, and who I need to in order to get it there.
I smile, I laugh, I'm like, I knew you were good at your job.
Oh yeah. Another thing though, I ain't cheap. So whatever you're getting for whatever this job is that you got us going on, you can expect to cut me in equal shares, right?
I'm about to say, Estelle just goes, honestly, how I handle things on my ship is every member that has a rank has an equal share.
Fantastic! I'm glad to hear it.
But by the way, I'm assuming this conversation is not silent.
Oh no.
No, this
But
is...
Kate isn't loud. That's the thing. Kate actually has perfected the silent yelling whisper. Like, the sound doesn't travel very far.
Oh, Cell doesn't care if anyone hears this.
No, but
this is
it's
common knowledge.
But as he says, I'm expected to receive an equal share. Xavier's just going by with some supplies to put below deck. Like, it's in the fucking charter, you sign. Yeah.
Oh, I don't read that, because if I don't want to be in the charter, then, you know, some people come up missing, I go on the lam, and suddenly Cade doesn't exist, and I'm Jerry.
Jerry.
I literally point to Xavier, I'm like, you did sign the charter.
Oh, I signed a lot of things.
I'm gonna say, that is how you get paid.
I mean, fair.
And I want to say, and if you ever read my mind, that is how things work.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it, but, you know, I'm not too worried. I'm just letting you know my expectations. Because I don't read what I signed, because ultimately it don't matter.
I'm gonna say, I'm a dishonestly honest man, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, and you can always trust a dishonest man to be dishonest. Honestly.
A dishonest, honestly honest.
Exactly. But anyway.
I'm gonna shoot myself.
Just leave Thuck there, though, and don't try to wake him up. I'm not responsible for the death of any moron who tries to wake Thuck up.
Okay, nobody tell the Three Stooges.
I literally go, you probably should have told us this information.
Oh, of the people who could wake him up, it's you, likely Vala, and Xavier. Niafta doesn't know enough magic just yet. I don't know what Reeve knows. I know he's smarter than he's acting, but I don't know what he actually knows.
All you gotta know is that Reeve is intelligent enough.
Oh, I know.
Don't.
That's why I set him below in the water.
I'm about to say, don't insult them.
Time out, Captain. If I don't insult you, I don't love you. Let me put it that way. If I don't insult you, we're not crew, and I will stab you at the first opportunity. Trust and believe.
Bless up, my brother.
At any rate, I get what you mean, and, I'll make sure Reeve understands.
But I say, he took the last one a little bit too much to heart. You might want to have a heart to heart.
Brain to brain's faster. I gotta wait a couple hours, though. I can only do that so many times a day.
I'm gonna say.
Is it?
Also, like.
Yeah, kinda.
Also, I literally pointed to the doctor. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong by asking him to start handing out shovels and being in charge, correct?
No. So the problem with Thok is that he believes he's a one-man wrecking crew. 'Cause he is. So when you assign people to help him, he's under the misunderstanding that you don't think he can do the job. And so he gets offended and then shows you that he can do the job and he don't need you or anyone else to do it. And then he's good. Once he's done that, he's fine because, I did the job. Look, I did it. I don't need you. I don't need nobody. And he cools out. Thok don't hold grudges. Thok's not smart enough to hold grudges.
I get it. Like, if I wanted to put this thing from port to sea, I could do it all myself.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a problem.
It's a small ship.
But, let's say, anything bigger than this might be an issue. But,
yeah. But no.
I literally turn around, I look, and like, Mike. 2 masts can be held by 2 ropes.
I mean, you're not terribly wrong, but no. In Thok's case, it's just tell him what you want done, and watch him work.
Xavier at this point also.
I just wanted to give him room. I wanted to make sure he knew that he was doing a good job. That's
Sorry to interrupt, gents. Shall we put this lovely lady on its way to help?
No, we put it in the tide port. And we do that first.
Oh, wait, do we actually? Why Tideport? I thought we were going to Hope.
Oh, we is, but we stop in Tideport first because these people know the whale people. And I don't want our ship to be mistaken for a Zeleni ship and the sunk. We go to Tideport first to check in.
You're right.
People.
I literally hold him. I'm like, he's right. Yeah,
you
that's
do
why I
have
wanted
fun.
to talk to you about this kind of thing.
Yeah. Governor Albie's a good sort. He spends more time on ships talking to his constituents than he does actually on land, other than to talk to more constituents. He actually cares.
I would say, makes you feel any better? Definitely had a couple drinks with him. He's a great guy.
I believe it. But, at any rate, something's not right here. Because I heard while I was in port that there's a blockade on Zeleni, and that is the whale people doing it.
Yeah. That's a little... I don't know exactly how to handle that. All I know is that we're going now Tideport to Hope, traveling to Zeleni. I wanted to dry dock Zeleni, but that's just because of...
Right, I do have a question.
Costs, and also if we could possibly travel across.
I just have a question about how the fuck the whale people are blockading Zeleni. Do they have a fleet? Do they have big monsters?
You've never met a were-orca, have you?
I'm from fucking Varachi, mate. I haven't met many of them.
Yeah. So
literally score. It's like,
One.
huh?
I met one.
You have actually. And Kay just kind of. So a were-orca is a what's they called a lycanthrope, right? Except orca lycanthropy, Orcana lycanthropy, excuse me, because they're called Orcanas. They're very particular about that. They don't pass it along by biting and infecting people. It's a voluntary ritual that you go through and that you're tested against, and your metal is tested. So here's the thing. There's 3 tribes. One of which is not really a problem. One of which is like in the deep water, and so long as we don't go bother them, they won't come up and bother us. They call it the Deep Song. They're very pretty singers. You then got the Shadow Hunters, and you've got the Steel Tooth. The Steel Tooth is the largest tribe ever. In fact, the whole island of Orca is their settlement. In fact, the governor there, from what I understand, is only governor because they're content to let him think that.
Right.
So, here's the thing. If they're blockading... When they blockade somebody, 2 things happen. Because it's happened once before, but it didn't happen to Zeleny. It actually happened to... It actually happened to the elves, right?
Right.
So, the last time they blockaded somebody, they summoned up other actual orcas, because they can do that.
Oh, so it's just whales capsizing ships.
Not just capsizing, eating people. Like
Capsizing
normally,
and then eat.
normally
one
orcas
leads to
don't
the
eat
other.
people. That's one of the best things about orcas, is they follow you and you're safe, because if you fall in, you're not going to get eaten by sharks, dolphins, and shit. They don't eat people. We don't taste good. The Orcana...
I might. I get it.
I literally turns over to Appling and goes like, we don't taste good to sharks either, but they just take a bite.
Nah, some sharks straight up eat people.
Yeah.
Those aren't normal sharks, my friend.
By the way,
I agree with you.
we don't. By the way, we don't need your culinary connoisseurism right now.
We don't eat people, Reeve. I literally go, Reeve, aren't you supposed to be like, I don't know, like... I literally go, I'm like completely lost, because like now we're out, and I'm like, the only thing I can think of is like tying a rope to the things.
Hey, Reeve, you got them barnacles?
Yeah.
Take them in the kitchen.
Right.
Please
So the
don't
Tide
feed
Port
me
then.
that. I literally turn and go like,
Yeah, so we go into Tideport, because if there's something going on in Zeleny and they blockading the ports, I don't want to be mistaken by a passing group of Orcana and sunk.
Or eaten.
That too.
I don't think, I'm gonna say, I literally go, I don't think with what we're flying, I was like pointing to our flag.
Captain, with all due respect, how they gonna see that under the water?
Do we look hostile enough?
We
just
look
go
like a
through-
ship headed
Just
towards
go back to
Zeleny.
the ship and say, not orcas, not
I go-
Zeleny.
We're not even going to Zeleny. We were going to Hope.
Yeah. I would think that Hope is either less blockaded, but still blockaded. And because Hope is closer to Orca than Zeleny is, I don't want to take the risk.
One, you're right, and I agree with you. But it doesn't make us any less of a target in general, as I kind of shift the eye to the crew immediately and then look back at them.
I'm in the kitchen.
Eh,
I am so happy you're on the kitchen.
we'll be fine. But anyway.
He does hear my thoughts and going like, please don't raise a ruckus. That's the first thought.
No ruckus. Anyway.
Right. Let's get to teleport as soon as we can.
Hey, Snake Boy!
I have a name.
Yeah, and it's dumbass! Get over here!
Ouch.
I turn to Val and I'm like, he is in charge.
Xavier just go. Get out of your shit talking, you beautiful halfling.
Hey, he was a former Marine. He should understand.
He's not
I literally
wrong,
goes,
but
he was in charge. I literally move over to White or. I caught myself. Shut the fuck up! I go over to Xavier and I'm like,
Nick,
I
do yourself
really-
a favor, get a notebook.
I'm literally carrying like a bundle of rope, and I'm like, we're gonna learn knots because I think you need to know these. Because as I start gesturing to a couple knots that he's done, I'm like,
Oh, I
these
know.
are
I I know smuggling that. I know shit how to. I know how to fucking you know.
You can tie it down so it'll stay there, but you can't exactly tie it down so anyone else can get it off.
I know how to secure card. That's what I know how to do.
Yep.
See, like,
As Sal, like, kind of like one-handed, like, does a mild knot.
Valid.
With a dangling rope.
As you slither your way up to the wheelhouse.
Yeah, Cade's not wrong about me being a former Marine, but his shit talk's weaker than my sergeant's.
Yeah, but I'm smarter than all of them.
Everyone except my mentor.
I don't know him.
What does he do when you backsass him?
I'm gonna say, Sel
Usually
mildly
it's-
spits out what they were drinking, because as you see, like, when you look over, they're drinking out of a flask.
Hey! Don't waste that! It's good! Anyway.
I know! It wasn't my fault!
Anyway.
as you spit out the drinks, Xavier just goes, just a little, like, tap in the back of the head. Did your fucking dad teach you any better, mate? Don't waste your fucking drink.
Did your dad teach you? Jeez. I mean, that hits close to home. My dad's been like, hey, if you drink, don't leave out the house. I'm 13, and I'm not stupid. If you drink, don't leave out the house.
13.
As you see, like, when you actually saw the spit out, it was mostly out of their nose. And they look over, you didn't even see any pain in their eyes. And they go like, and they go right here, I'm like, you're old enough to be my dad. Shut the fuck up.
And once again, Xavier just goes, very closely analyzing you. And then you see him counting to himself for a couple minutes.
Have I fucked the tiefling since then?
Valor. As you arrive at the wheelhouse, Cade looks at you. So, do us a favor. As you come around the north top of Tideport, as you come across the north part of Gnarl, you're going to start getting into the reefs. You want to keep us about 100 yards or so off from the island, because that's about where the reefs kind of go into the deep water. If you see a black dorsal fin, don't keep that shit to yourself. Agreed?
Fine, Captain Cade.
Don't say that ever again. I don't want that kind of responsibility. But I know these waters a little better than our captain, because the Albatross often sails this port. In fact, until we get past Crown Port, I'm pretty knowledgeable.
Allow me to put it into different words. I respect your wisdom more than cells.
Hey, he's a first-time captain, but he's got experience that I haven't seen in many people. Calm down. Now, granted, he's a little hot-headed, a little emotional at times, but so's everybody when they first start out. Relax, he'll get better.
Doesn't sleep for 3 days and messes up.
Anyway, here's the thing. If you see a black dorsal fin, don't keep that shit to yourself. All right? Because that's most important.
Any other color dorsal fin?
No, because in all honesty, whale sharks are big dumb brutes, and they ain't gonna sink a ship. They'll eat you, but they won't sink a ship.
I'm not worried about were sharks.
If you see a white whale, then let's stop being concerned. We're not likely to run into one. You have to go to the other side of the land to do that. But if you see a white whale, then we could be concerned. A deep terror shark don't patrol these waters. The one in Port Zavo's a freak of fucking nature.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's actually the only one that most people have ever heard of. Like, I don't even know how it got there, and I don't know what's keeping it there.
Likely the fact that it probably can't get out of the harbor?
Probably. But anyway, so just keep us 100 yards from the shore, and if you see a black dorsal fin, don't keep that shit to yourself. And he looks over, he summons up a dagger and throws it next to Otter's head. Hey! When you're done moping like a little goyle, why don't you climb up there and do your job, huh? Black dorsal fins, keep an eye out. She just looks up at him. He goes, what? I'm going. She gets up. And after you're actually close enough that you can hear her back just crack, 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 crack.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of calmed down because I could probably hear that cracking from here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, do you want me to? Do you want Cell to make
Cade
you an ice
pats
pack?
you. Cade pats you on the snake trunk, like shut up. And you watch as she just kind of waves you off and starts climbing.
I cast Bending on her spine.
That's gonna take a long time.
Okay.
Stella Winston turns
can I do
around
this?
and is like, I hope your back doesn't look like a fucking stegosaurus when I check next time.
Can I do this? As she touches me, like touches my chest or snake trunk, can I burn some lay on hands to heal her a bit more?
Oh, you're at the wheelhouse and she's on the main deck. It was Cade who was like patting you, like, "Hey, shut up,"
Yeah.
because
By the way,
he understands what the problem is, and so he's trying very hard not to aggravate her further.
By the way, this is going on, and Xavier is still counting.
Yeah, but
Xavier.
Line.
Xavier.
Yep. What?
Try to figure out if he's your kid later.
I don't need to know about any of that. That's above my pay grade. And
Above mine too, but I don't need to know. I don't want to know the answer.
Stella turns around and I'm like, there is no fucking way.
Right, I just got one question. You know, someone called. What's her name? Valerie.
Cell grabs your collar, pulls you towards them like, my last name is Bumble. You got that?
and
Yeah,
she see Cade
I'm just asking if you know someone like that. Actually,
Not even close. Keep moving. We're teaching you knots.
Cade hands up his flask to you, Valor.
I had to physically go down to his level to like whisper towards him. I'm like, "What's in this?"
Drink, fucking drink it.
Excuse me, I'm just not intelligent, just flat out. No, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
Okay, like I don't feel right to like kind of turning down a drink for a friend, so I take a quick swig, and is it alcohol?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately Valor reaches and spits it out and hands the flask back. I'm like, nope.
Imagine just Cade just looks up at you with that "you did not just fucking do that" look, and he's like, "Really?"
Don't really me. That was my first taste of alcohol in ever.
You was in the Marines. You was Navy.
You're I'm gonna say, I literally screams off, I'm like, he's more of a pussy than you think.
Yeah. I might have been in the Marines. I might have been in the Navy. Water.
As Cell says that, it's like,
You watch as
Cell
Cade
does
just
that.
throws his hands
Why
up
did I
and
say
walks
that?
down. Walks down the stairs, just leaves. Just leaves
I was
Valor
about to
at
say
the helm.
that, Cell. Are you sure you're not my kid?
But you guys, thankfully,
I literally go, shut up, you fucking wanker. And I literally hold up 2 fingers and walk away.
as you
I
guys
looked
head,
up if barnacles were edible, and it triggered so much of my trypophobia, I swear I'm going to throw up.
I want to point out that there's only 2 types that are.
but
I've eaten one of those types.
I eaten both. They're actually okay. They're on the worst.
Right.
They're muscles. That's what they are.
So how long to tide for?
So it actually only takes you guys about 2 hours at most. Problem. As you guys get within about a mile-ish,
Black dorsal fin.
a lot of black dorsal fins.
I kind of like basically let's see. Thok wouldn't be awake. Who would be the closest person to drop the anchor at this point?
If I want to say, if anyone actually gestures to Cell, who is,
It's probably me and Cell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because I've actually put Xavier in the longboat to tie knots this entire time.
There you go.
I kind of basically call down to Cell and like,
To tie up.
Cell, drop the anchor now.
Oh shit! I literally reach out, to my where my backpack normally would be. I'm like, oh, god damn, fuck it, and I literally run up to the thing. I'm like, oi, oi, span anchor.
You want to try that again?
I did say hoist. It says hoisted.
It is. Nope.
Yeah.
And you're hearing it.
It has to be released, otherwise they are ignoring me. Which is also a comment on whoever is or isn't, and I'm paying attention.
I stop tying knots and go get
By
my
the way,
trench
who
coat.
actually releases?
Cade. But you watch as he, like, waves a hand and it just begins to move. And he's just kind of looking.
Telekinetic feet.
Telekinetic and telepathic.
I literally go, race, or I literally go, drop sail.
The Arara is the only one who can do that because the Three Stooges are incapacitated for the time being.
Yep.
By the way, while I'm actually climbing up and I do notice I'm starting.
Yeah.
I'm able to raise the mainsail. Drop mainsail.
Yep.
And
you have to.
not the major, and it probably does cause minor damage more than likely, but
You have to. Please roll me a perception check.
After a bit, I come back with my trench coat and an accoutrement.
Reeve, also
I
roll me a
literally
perception
yell
check.
at White. I'm like, "Oi! Cut off a portion of your shirt, drop it in the water."
You're busy with.
For the day.
You're busy in the kitchen. Cade has actually put you to sorting the barnacles and the ones that can be eaten versus the ones that can't be. And
I do get a piece of white cloth that's separating, the different crew quarters. Just cut a bit of it and just drop it in the water.
Nyafta, you hear a very beautiful melody coming from under the water.
Okay.
You are attuned to it because well, one, the other person who would hear it is not paying attention. And you kind of are listening to pick up notes.
Okay.
So you hear this song, and it is very beautiful and kind of haunting as it comes from underneath the water.
Can I try and reproduce it with my I don't know, what do I have, a lute? I think I do have a lute.
Let me double check your
Yes.
instruments.
Why do
Yes.
I feel like this is something to do? Like, this is like a recreation.
You certainly can. Go ahead and roll. Click on your lead.
Click on your lassie.
Yeah.
Just puts that shit in his mouth. and
Click
blows the blood.
on the loot, and when it asks you what stat to query, go charisma.
Attribute?
Yes.
Charisma.
Yes, charisma.
Okay.
So you actually are able to reproduce it rather. It's not quite exact, but it is near enough that only the creature or person or whatever who produces the sound could likely tell the difference. However, as you do that, you actually watch as a trio of dorsal fins, black in color, breach the waterline, and begin to make their way towards you.
Okay.
Do you continue to play? Alright. As you continue to play, the song actually grows louder and louder, and you actually watch as... Yes, Sal?
I do have a couple quick questions.
Yes.
It does get louder, and I'm trying to drop sail, and I'm taking the brunt of 3 people's jobs. Probably 4 since Thok is there. And
I'm also helping after I get my shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You're able to hear it once it gets loud enough to what I'm about to describe. And it is at that point that everybody can now hear it, and Reeve, you can finally hear a song that you haven't heard in a long time. But
no.
you actually like are looking down, Niefta, and 2 of the dorsal fins stop moving, but the third one actually disappears under the ship for a bit. And you watch as 2 humanoid shapes kind of like are sitting up in the water. One is larger than the other. The other is slightly smaller. And the slightly smaller one is the one who is producing that sound. And you can all hear it.
Never mind, go on, I'll ask it.
No way. And as the sound finishes and you finish playing, the bigger one looks at you. Coming aboard! Step back!
Okay. I move back.
And you all heard that. They were not being quiet.
Valor is skeptical because of Cade's ominous warning and now has his hand on his hilt.
Cell literally, as they're holding ropes and trying to like pull things together, as they're probably the only people that know how to handle the deck, and they're like maybe weighing like 108 pounds, maybe. They're like
also helping you, dick. Anyway.
Honestly, within Cell's nature, they probably wouldn't let you help enough.
All right, have rope burns instead. You fucking dickhead.
No, this
anyway,
is, as I said, this is Cell. This is.
At any
They will
rate,
take the rope burns.
what
This
does
is
he
their
say?
nature. Cell goes. Of who and what rank?
are you fucking serious right now?
You don't hear anything other than a loud poof as a black and white person with a orca tail and orca features lands on the deck of the ship. Of the rank of, I do what I want. And you're trespassing.
As I said, we dropped a white flag once we saw, and I just need to know who you are because you're now on my ship. As I'm like holding like 4 different kinds of ropes.
I'm Mantu. That is
Nice to meet
Shira.
you.
That is Shika.
I nice to meet you. I'm Cell, and I reach my hand out, and all the ropes disappear from this hand. Like shit.
I have a question.
Yes.
No. This is White Heel. He has a question.
Yes.
Okay. Very similar person to what I saw, right?
Oh yeah. Not quite identical though. The white markings don't match.
Okay. Thank you.
More than likely, this character,
No!
more than likely, Mentu has already seen Cell in great distress. They are the captain. They're holding the
Yeah.
entire mast. by themselves with
Mantu
the
just
help of
looks at you.
Xavier.
Do you need help?
We're
Would you like to assist? Or, like, I only have, like, 4 people on staff.
Mantu just walks over, grabs a couple of ropes, and just boom. You then hear a second splash, and you Niefta, you actually see Shika, and she lands on the deck next to you, and she turns into a beautiful sea elf as she comes out of her hybrid form, and she actually looks at you. You are a very talented musician.
I appreciate you much.
You
So
can
only
almost
trust-
reproduce our sound with one of your, well, I think they're called instruments.
Yeah, they're handcrafted.
Very
Yeah, I show her.
impressive. And she actually, like, with great interest is looking at them. You realize she is a lot darker in coloration than any sea elf you've ever seen. Her skin, while normal sea elves who you've interacted with are light blue and light greens in color, she is an abyssal blue. She is a dark blue color.
She's pretty.
And she's looking at your instrument as if she's A, never seen one before, and B, as if it's like magical.
Oh, nice.
And she is
quietly peeks out from the kitchen staircase at this point.
Reeve. As you peek out, you see an Orcana in hybrid form. You also see one that you're assuming is a is another Arcana in human form. And she is an abyssal sea elf.
Oh.
Yeah.
She is from deeper in the waters than you are.
Eh.
Sorry to interrupt the helping fucks. So
I do want to point out that at this point, Cell only has like after the person said like, yes, we can help. Cell let go except for one rope, which they're just laying on the ground, holding one. They're just entirely wrapped around their body. And
But
their
yeah,
arms.
sorry to interrupt all that. Mentu, is it?
Yes, Mantu.
What is the purpose of your visit upon our fine vessel?
Inspecting to see if you are bringing more of the plagues and deadly diseases to these waters. You do not appear to be a Zoleni ship, however, and your crew is too small to be a problem.
We
Oh, I
literally
should...
just-
One moment. And, it's a deep resonating sound, but you all watch as one of the largest orcas any of you has ever seen breaches, gives a couple of clicking chirps, and then just submerges.
I do want to point out, more than likely, unless it jumped over the full breach, Cell's flat on their back.
Cell probably didn't see it, but anyone who's standing
Probably.
definitely did.
You are free to inspect our vessel. We have nothing to hide.
Oh, I'm not interested in anything more than meeting you and discovering what you're doing in Tideport and near these waters. They are currently under the control of the Arcana people.
Cell holds up a hand and goes, "Hey, can people start holding ropes so I can talk to the important people?"
You
No,
watch
I think
as
you're good there.
you watch as Cade walks over and just like grabs the rope that you're wrapped up in and pulls it down. Arara is, holding her ropes. You're free.
Hey.
Xavier
hop up and
but before you do that, Xavier just goes, Cap, for spending fucking 3 hours teaching me to tie knots, you should really make use of that skill when you're holding.
It's hard to do the work of many men as one normal mortal.
especially when you are. I'm not gonna go into that. As I literally hold up my hand to my head and gesture to everyone around me who is obviously taller than me.
Here,
Especially the 7-foot snake slithering up to them. Still holding his hilt, by the way.
More than
Does
I go, Valor. I trust them for now. They're cool.
you
They're
raise
good.
the white flag. We will not attack. We
Because-
have
because
honor,
great
unlike
news,
those
I
in
just need-
Zulen.
I
Forgive
just
my
need to
suspicions. My associate here, and I kind of gesture towards Kate, was very ominous in his warning about you.
As well he should be. He is a smart man. If
Oh,
we
wait.
deemed
Oh,
you
literally,
if you did not raise the white flag, we would have sunk you.
So literally turns around, just goes, making sure no one else.
At any rate, you
Yes,
are the
I
captain
noticed
then?
it. Turns around and goes, "Yes, I'm the captain."
Yeah. We had plague inspection.
It is quite alright. I do not
I was
need to
about
go
to say,
farther
hold
than
up.
here.
The nature of this inspection can be done more than likely with my quarters, correct? I need to know a little bit more about you, your crew, and what's going on. If you were to,
Oh,
my ship.
again, I do not need to inspect any more. I have met you and I have seen your ship. You lack the materials to be Zoleni in origin, so I am willing to listen to what you have to say. Also, according to Sheikah, anyone who can reproduce our song is an ally, and unfortunately, fortunately for you, that means that you are safe for now.
Celt nods, turns to Niafta and goes,
Like,
whispers,
thank you.
Blow a kiss with a wink.
The deep song are the Arcana's soul.
I just do one of these, and then like the last second I go and pocket it and walk up. I go, follow me. As I go, Xavier. Or actually,
Yeah.
Xavier, you're on duty. Kate, hand yours to Xavier. You follow me.
He handed what? to
He
me?
hands you a rope.
The rope to what, by the way?
The rope to the mainmast, actually. The mainsail. Tie it there.
This was. I want to say this is. By the way, this is what Cell was holding along with 4 others.
He then walks over past Thok, and as he does, you watch as he just throws a psychic dagger at him, and Thok like flinches once, and then just and just slowly gets up.
Xavier ties the rope a little bit shoddily, but he's improving.
There you go.
Not with one
Mantu
hand,
follows
is what you're
Cell into his cabin, and Cade is the last one behind, and he closes the door. The elf is still there, unconscious.
You know,
Ignore
I
the
apologize.
unconscious self.
I literally go, I apologize. We picked him up. He was quite sick and adrift.
You see Mantu actually like reaches in up to a necklace that's around his neck, pulls a tooth off of it, walks over and crushes it, and just sprinkles the powder over the guy.
So as I couldn't expect you to.
It is a trifle, and he will be fine.
Okay.
Now, my question remains. What are you doing in these waters, and what business do you have? And are you in support of Zoleni's poisonous acts against the Orkana people?
So
3 questions,
Yes.
I suppose.
those are entirely loaded questions.
Not
Give
at
me a
all.
second. As I literally gesture to the seat before my desk, and I
He looks at it. I do not fit.
Will not fit.
And you notice he like wags his tail up and down.
Cell literally just goes, "Oh,
Please be seated. I am quite all right.
Goes, would you like a seat? As they gesture to the barrel of water that is in their quarters and like kind of like move it and move it back in.
No. I am quite all right. Standing is preferred for me.
Then standing is preferred for me. As they stand up behind their desk.
I appreciate it.
Would you like anything, bro?
No. I just need my questions answered first. Then we shall talk as if we are comrades.
I'm just trying to be as hospitable as possible so that things don't start off on the wrong foot if I mess things up.
I have noted it, and you are young, so accidents do happen.
Fantastic. This is my first mate, Cade. It's nice to meet you. I'm Cell, or Captain Cell Bondman.
I know you, short one.
So
You
hope-
travel with the Green Killer. Yeah, that's what they call him in certain waters. I like him.
So those I have.
You have the Green Killer on your ship.
This is correct.
Fantastic. Good news.
So,
You might be able to form an alliance.
I turn around and look to.
Cade just nods his head. Questions. Business.
Answers.
Where are you going? And are you in support of Zoleni and their poisons?
I am in support of no one at the second.
That's question 1. Where are you going?
We were trying to get to Zoleni.
Why? What business?
We have. So we actually do have 2 individuals who are. Have you heard the opera Star-Crossed Lovers? Right? Music that
Just say refugee.
feels very much
So-
involved across different individuals who very much hate each other. Will never
yes,
get
yes,
along
yes,
normally.
yes. The deep
In
song,
your-
the deep song, and the Shadow Hunter.
In your
Yes.
in your circles, it may be called the Little Mermaid.
This is the reason why I didn't invite you.
This is Whitehill just talking shit.
I literally. So it goes.
Fuck off, disembodied voice.
I got a funny voice. And then Mantu's like, this guy is crazy, he's hearing shit.
I to him like they fancy themselves as such, and they're trying to escape. I'm just trying to help them along. Zeleny was their port of call.
Well, it isn't any longer.
I'm sorry.
No ships are allowed out of or into Zeleny by sea.
So I've heard.
Not until the Zeleny people stop their poisoning of the waters.
I do not know anything about this.
I can tell. Needless to
What's
say,
going on?
the Zeleny people are expanding, and in their expansion they are being hasty, and where they used to get rid of their poison in places that would not harm us, they have started to dump their poisons into the water supplies and into the ocean. This causes us great pain, as Zeleny is directly in the path of a migration pattern for not only the Deep Song, but also us, the Steeltooth.
Was there an agreement prior, or is it being accomplished currently?
The agreements of older days have been set aside. Zeleny has decided that for some reason, the continent and the nation of Zolen must expand, and regardless of the cost to doing so. It has once been our peoples worked together. The Orkana aided not only Tideport and Hope, but also worked with Gemnackle. Granted, they are a bit farther than either Hope or Tideport from the water, but we still helped them all the same. We also helped Zolen in their military matters. It is one of the reasons why the Tivara people do not cross into Zeleny waters. However, this expansion and this poisoning of our waters is in direct violation of everything that we hold sacred and we are. It is also killing us by a score.
Sel by this time has walked around and across from the table and leaned up against it.
And Mantus just followed you. We do
he's
not
bringing
mind
there.
the Zelen expansion. We demand that the poisoning of the water cease, and that they find a better way to get rid of their waste byproducts. However, the governor of Zeleny is not willing to work with us on this matter. In fact, he has made it very clear that so long as he is in charge, expansion will not be halted by anything. And
Sel
so,
holds up a hand.
Assassination mission.
Sel goes. Hold on a second. Would you mind waiting here for a few seconds?
very well.
And he goes, "Hey, Kate, can you entertain a small talk?" You know the jest. As I walk out and I start going to the below decks where our star-crossed lovers are.
Can you find them in the cabin that they've been assigned?
I you guys,
Yeah?
I need you guys to meet me.
Okay. And they just kind of...
As I'm walking up the stairs from the lower decks to the main decks, I'm like, I'm not an individual who decides to withhold information. This is something you guys need to hear.
Okay. They eventually
by
return.
the way, as Xavier's just like, there's where Orcus, there's Orcana in there. Don't get scared.
Well, only one.
That is the last thing you should be saying. That is the thing that they don't need to know. And just get in the. Or like literally
It's the
shove their
first-
heads.
It's
Like,
the first
it's not
thing they're
scary.
gonna.
Don't worry about it. I literally just go.
Xavier just goes as he goes in. It's the first thing they're gonna fucking see.
They don't need to know about it. They'll find out when they're in my cabin. I literally just go.
Man, to hold information.
I literally Cell goes. They like close the
As-
door behind them.
And they do. They stop as they see Mantu, who is actually watching as Kate is just staring at him. And Mantu's just staring back at him, and then he just starts laughing, like hysterically. And he's just.
I thought I told you to. So literally just goes, I thought I told you to occupy him somehow, like keep him open.
I
keep
did!
him fresh.
I told him stories of the Green Killer. What do you want?
Who's the Green Killer?
Doc?
Doc!
Doc.
Yeah, I guess, but like,
He's green, and
these are our star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed
He's
lovers
killer.
meet
Mentor.
official. I mean, like, yeah, that's what he gave me. I can't. Who's saying? Oh, you can't say that to me.
Yeah.
I'm like meet, and I like gesture to him.
He looks at you. I did
Like,
just tell you my name.
I'd tell them your name, but I don't know how you want to refer to them as them. I don't want to like.
Star-crossed lovers, Deep Song and Steeltooth. Well, Shadowhunter. It is I, Mantu. And they just like nod, confused, and he nods. I hear you're going to Zeleni. That would be bad. You would not make it. So instead, you may set up in Tideport. I am authorized to grant you this asylum. They kind of look at each other.
I turned to them and I'm like, look, there's a lot of things going on right now. Would you please give them the specifics? I think they are intelligent enough and old enough to understand the reasons why and give their own opinion. And because I'm the captain, I can adjust.
He just holds up a hand.
On the door.
I literally open the door. I'm like, yes, Xavier.
Right. I too.
I literally turn the handle and I start saying yes, Xavier before I even open the door. Yes, Xavier, because I know you're already listening.
Right. Yeah, you should expect it. It's me. But first of all,
I grab him by the collar at the moment.
Okay, I'm a part of this conversation now. So, Sir Mentu, is Selene completely out of the
Oh,
question?
yes.
If
We plan to destroy it.
but by when? Because I have some personal business there. Like, nothing that helps them, nothing that helps you. It's just... Alright.
That depends on our allies, but they will act soon enough. We only need to keep the blockade a while longer.
Right. So, would you say 3-5 days if we go to Zelene by way of hope?
I would say a little longer than that, but it will be within the month.
Within the month, so we can go there by way of hope. You would say, without being, sunk by you.
That's not for me to decide. That is for the priestess to decide, and you will meet her in Tideport.
Wow. All right. That's all I needed to know. By the way, when this conversation with the captain is over, I would like a word with you, fine sir, because I am searching for one specific individual of your kind.
All right. And he looks to the Star-crossed lovers. As I just said, we are planning to destroy Zeleni and raze it to the ground. It will be done by a massive attack, which will unfortunately cause civilian casualties that cannot be avoided. However, in so doing, all of their poison shall be turned on them, and if those who do not die shall be granted asylum in Hope, Gemnacle, and Tideport. And no further shall the wheels and cogs of Zeleni turn. So, for your safety, and for the future of any children or pups you may have, it is important that you do not go there.
Cell literally
They just
turns-
kind of look at each other in horror, and then nod.
Cell turns to them and goes like, "This is the way of the world. This is how it works. I'm sorry you had to find out this way." As they slowly notice that they're not very
Happy about it.
they're very disturbed.
But the Mantu just nods.
This is how things work out here.
Listen to the slightly older one. It is the way the world works. The two just nod. Okay.
How old do you think I am? He literally turns over and goes,
Not important. But the gentleman, I forgot his freaking name. It's been so long. But he just nods. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We can. We appreciate the heads up and the not killing us. Good. Excellent. Glad we worked that out. Go away.
This will not. I literally turned to them and I'm like, this is not reflecting your pay in any sort of way. You have paid us up front, and it will continue to be as upon the agreement.
They paid us half.
Yeah, they paid you half.
I would say this will continue on upon the agreement, and more than likely, if we don't see the rest of the half, there might be some consequences for us.
I might kneecap you.
You do hear the guy. Well, since you're going to Zeleny anyway, you can tell, and he actually hands you a little parchment or a little letter. You can give this to the person addressed to, and then they'll pay you the other half.
I roll my eyes and I go like, are they the people that were supposed to pay us the other half to begin with?
Oh yeah, and they knew.
I just stick my hand through the door for the paper.
I literally turn to them and I go, 1 second please. My accountant has decided that they not only want to leave, come back, and then leave again, but also want to stick there.
Oh, I've been staying outside the door this entire time, mate. I'm listening
They've been
to everything.
listening. I was about to say, they've been listening to everything. They don't know how to be quiet, but they know how to be heard. As I hand them the parchment, and I go,
and it slowly just goes.
and I go, you sure you don't want to stay indoors rather than outdoors? Or would you rather continue tying your knots?
No, it's a tie.
Test. I'm about to say, there will be a test the second the moon hits high.
Knots can wait.
Test.
We have important matters to discuss.
I'm aware of that, but this guy is under corporal punishment.
Your petty laws do not concern me.
I understand, and that is the reason why I handed this to him. This also doesn't concern me. And
I agree.
And I turn to him and I'm like, look, this is how it's going to work. I understand you're entirely in control, but I would like to set some mild ground rules if you would allow.
I'm listening.
We would like to settle in time. We would like to meet whoever is in charge. We would like to be unharmed the entire time.
Oh, good. We are on the same page. That was the plan.
Fantastic.
After all,
Right.
you have raised the white flag. We can bring you to port. You are not Zeleny spies and do not have Zeleny poisons on your ship, so we can again bring you into port without sinking you.
Second.
Only one of you is a gnome, so... And he travels with the Green Killer, so he's fine.
He's not a gnome. He's slightly taller than a gnome.
Kay just rolls his eyes. Doesn't matter to them.
Okay, I got another question. I got another question. Did the little person look like Cade by any chance? No. Okay, got it.
I just go
Taller.
I literally
Taller?
Like, he's not quite a gnome. He's like taller than a gnome. He's a little.
Technically, halflings are shorter than gnomes, jackass!
I literally go, not all of them. They're roughly the same size. And like, if you see gnomes versus halflings, and I literally go like, it doesn't matter. The point is, and I literally turn around, and I like.
And she's just kind of looking at you.
I'm looking up at him. I'm almost positively.
Yes. He's only slightly shorter than Thok, though.
I go like,
Impressive.
I'm really sorry. It's starting to hurt my neck. Do you mind if I like sit on my desk or like?
I sit. I don't mind.
I just want to be able to look you directly in the eye so it doesn't hurt both of our necks. And like, you know what? No, just hold up right there. As I like literally start standing, I like judge, and I like anyone who starts to even speak, I like start lowering myself a little bit. So like kneeling.
I lean
It's not
back
quite
in.
I
I lean back in.
I literally point to them. I'm like, you decided not to be here. You're either gonna be here or start working on your knots. I swear to God.
Right, I'm just saying.
Which god? It
wouldn't
is
be-
important.
Wouldn't it be easier for us to go meet the priestess right now? I think the conversation's pretty much done.
I literally go, that was what I was getting to. Start working on your knots, please.
At any rate,
By the time the guy turns around, I am perfect height to him.
he just looks at you.
It's extremely uncomfortable for me, by the way. I'm like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
weird mix of like kneeling, not kneeling.
And he just kind of looks at you. Are you alright?
I'm trying my best.
So, do you want us to pull you by your anchor, or do you want to sail?
We'd prefer to sail.
Okay.
We
That
would
can be
prefer your
done.
company. But upon request, we prefer your company on the ship.
Oh, yes. That is not a negotiation point. I have sent the great Shuka ahead of us to warn of our coming.
Secondarily, if you guys do need an ambassador of ours, we do have a siren on our ship. If that does matter.
Why? One of the song makers.
Correct.
The song
How
makers
do-
I can't sing.
How did you
He's a
convince?
wave dancer!
Shut up, don't say that.
How did you convince one of the song makers to? Never mind. They're strange people.
I was about to say, we are very
Diverse.
we're very diverse and we're not exclusive. Non-exclusive.
Those are words that do not mean what you think they mean, but I understand your meaning.
We take the best, and we don't skimp.
Well, the best you have that are not of the Arcana. I get it. It is hard to find one of us who wishes to travel. Well, with the mortals.
Oh, these are black and white
so-
supremacists.
Cell is trying their best, but is like actually screaming in their mind, like
You do not
"Doesn't
have one
matter."
of those Selkies on board, do you?
No.
Good.
Wait, is there a problem with that?
Yes.
They're snacks.
Why? I literally sit down, so I'm slightly lower than on my desk. I'm like,
They kill the great ones for hunting the weak and their rightful prey.
not all.
It is one of the great reasons we are at war. The great
Is
ones
Zeleny-
must eat. The Selkies get in the way of proper food.
I do have a question.
Hmm.
So the great poisons, I notice they as neutral as possible. What are those?
I do not know. It is a liquid, or sometimes metal glittering chunks.
Yeah, mineral
they-
residue and shit.
They dump it into the waters. Sometimes it glows, and when it glows, it causes the life around the port to become strange.
And you don't see that here, correct?
No, between Tideport and Hope, we have been able to keep their poisons away. Jebnackle also assists us in keeping their poisons on the other side of the isle. Hope and Tideport are close to our home, so we have kept it safe. But with the poison spreading out from the port of Zeleny, it is only a matter of time before it makes its way here.
Cell nods. Trying to say how many of those.
If it-
understand that. I do hope you understand that I cannot take allegiances or.
We are not asking you to take sides. We are asking you to stay out of it.
That is what I'm trying my best to do, while also keeping with my prior agreements as well.
Do not hinder our plan, and you can have your agreements, I am sure. The priestess will decide.
Which is why we're keeping one of you, and are we sending one of ours to you?
No! You cannot
sure they would
hold.
actually-
You cannot hold us if we do not want to be held.
Well, it's not held, it's more of a, like... How do I put this?
Hostage.
It's...
You're
Sal
not there.
literally pops open the window and goes, "What was that?" What I thought! It's not... And
I
literally
said I'm making
pulls the
sausage.
totally pulls the porthole in. I'm like... And goes...
Diplomatic envoy.
It's to show good faith on both sides. To show that we will show you as greatest hospitality that we can, and vice versa.
You know nothing of the Okano.
I do not, but others might.
Very well. Simply put, we do not need your assurances, but they are appreciated. Your white flag has brought you safe passage to Tideport, and your not being Zoleni or Zoleni spies or poisoners has bought you your lives. We are not killing people needlessly unless they are in Zoleni and of the Zoleni people.
And so
During this time, Cell does actually pour him a shot, by the way.
Himself, or...
Pours, no, pours
For men.
two.
Ah.
Does pour a shot for everyone, and that is conscious that is involved.
Mantu just kind of holds his hand up and, gently, politely declining. But Cade takes his shot, and the others, they just...
Cell does indeed, then goes, it's a gesture of good faith.
I understand, but
To
I
steal,
am working.
And then if that is the case, Cell pours, takes a flask of water, pours into it, but use their control water, so that when they would normally pour it into something that wasn't, it slowly purifies and pours into the shot.
He again takes the glass, but does not drink from it.
And Cell goes, this is just a custom to show that you are willing to receive what we have, and we are willing to receive what you have as whatever it is upon after.
He kind of tilts his head again, and you watch as Cade just kind of pinches the bridge of his nose, and you can hear in your head, he doesn't need anything we have, and he doesn't want anything we have. He's under orders.
Cell literally goes, it's principle. It's a gift, and...
They don't share your principles, genius.
Mm-hmm.
then they should learn if they're going to... Cell's literally saying this all out loud. Then they should learn if they're willing to describe diplomatic encounters.
You seem to misunderstand diplomacy. The powerful dictate to the weak. And you do. Again, you have not presented yourself as enemies, so we will talk. But we talk only so long as I am amused to do so. You must understand, you came in on a very small boat. It is not even as big as the white ones that we have on their way.
Cell literally holds up their hand
white ones.
and goes, then you misunderstand. It's all a show of good faith between two individuals.
Yes.
I just need an agreement and a shared experience. That is all.
Our shared experience is we will pull into Tideport, and you will be alive and your ship unharmed.
Then at least
No,
shake my hand.
No offense, but you try and deal with so much powerful shit that you don't even need to deal with. Just do what they fucking tell you. Like,
No.
If someone
Hold
were to
up.
keep egging on, you would have been killed a long time ago. Just
Hold
saying.
up. That's the reason why, one, I'm not egging on, and I'm trying to hold any amount of non-power, because if there is any misdemeanor, then I can hold edge.
As you ask him to
won't
shake,
pull the card.
as you ask
Ask him
him
to
to
shake
shake hands, he nods. That is easy.
And then he does feel an exchange of power the second he touches me.
He doesn't even look at you any other different way. He just kind of shakes your hand.
He does. I will, if it does matter, dump all my sorcerer points at this time.
As you dump your sorcery points, you actually feel and watch as the ocean kind of rocks your ship, and he smiles. Ah, title. You are chosen of the ocean. That will help you. But I was born in it. You are but a child.
Ordered by it.
You are but a child before you're better. I suggest you remember that before there was Arcana, there was only the power of nature.
Cell literally goes, I was
You merely adopted the tie.
Shut up!
No, and Cell literally nods and goes, nothing before has mattered.
But, come! And he lets go of your hand and walks to the door.
Cell takes their shot.
You see Cade just shake his head again. You're gonna get us killed, boss. You realize that, right?
I'm like, and Cell literally turns around and goes, and in their brain, because there was a link created at
Yes.
some point, goes, would you very well know that I am already creating insurances for dumbass individuals on our crew to be dumbass individuals on our crew.
Namely, the captain.
You're gonna get us killed. I already know that everyone but Niafta's also gonna get themselves killed, but that's not the point.
I'm in, and Cell literally in the brain, as they're walking out, goes,
What?
and Cell literally goes, I'm in charge, I'm responsible for everyone on the ship, so anyone else killed is also me killed.
Vessi, help us. And as you walk out, that's where we'll stop today's session.
Thank Christ.
So, I will say, just a
Diplomacy is not
reminder,
strong suit.
for
Fuck it
everyone at home, we're all friends and we all give each other playful shit. We all are. I know it seems a lot. There's tension. Not every group's gonna mesh at first. Give it time. Oh!
Diplomacy is not Cell's strong suit.
It
It really isn't.
I'm gonna say, no, Cell's strong suit isn't diplomacy, but their strong suit is
Your birthday
business
suit?
deals. No, they're business deals.
That's
Yeah, you're treating every diplomatic encounter as a business deal. That is not how you do diplomacy.
No, like, the one term you were looking for was diplomatic envoy, which they weren't allowing.
Well, that's yeah. There's a reason for that. Again, they didn't see you as anyone worth talking to, other than the fact that you weren't hostile. So they're not planning to outright murder
They
you.
didn't think of us as anything until the sorcery points were spent.
I will give him that. That was probably the smartest thing he did that whole conversation. But
Yeah.
with that, we do all love each other dearly, and we're all having fun. And again, we're all friends here. So please do not worry, my audience. However, with that, I would like to thank you all so very much for watching. It has been another fantastic episode here on the Seas of Vodari, and now the conflict between the Arcana and the Zoleni is coming to a head, and now our crew finds themselves embroiled in that conflict as indirectly as possible. But
Brett, you want to message you something about what?
yeah, you're fine. But with that, of course.
Who was in the office? Actually, now I think about it, it was just Cade, right?
Yeah, it was Cade, and that was the only
Hold on,
person
what
in
is
the
my
office.
Xavier and not Xavier and Xavier and not Xavier.
Yeah, I was basically there, but I was outside.
Theoretically,
but
I could hear that entire conversation because the deck, like the wheel deck, is very close to the captain's quarters.
Yeah, it's right above.
Either right above or right in front of it.
I must say, I do have a quick question though.
Yes.
What is Xavier's passive?
Passive. 15.
Yeah. Of
Then
the
you
the.
might see this now. Message you directly as well as Brent.
All right.
Of all of our crew, me and Reeve probably have the highest passive.
Yeah.
Reeve is below deck.
No, I'm on deck.
At any rate, you
You're
said
on
you were
deck
making
now?
sausage for one, but
Yeah.
anyway.
You're
I
making.
said he's taking him hostage.
At any rate,
But no,
with that though.
I said I'm making sausage.
With that, though, I could, of course, never do this without my fantastic cast of characters. And with that, here we go. So, first off, directly next to me is, of course, Mr. Emil playing Reeve, our Siren Ranger.
I drew a little version.
Of course, next to Emil, we have Nikki playing Captain Selbamba, our Tiefling Sorcerer.
Look, there's only so much I can do all the time, and it's a lot.
Directly beneath him, we have Mr. Vex playing Valor, our Yuan-Ti Naga Paladin.
I get in trouble for telling the truth.
You get in trouble for
As
running
you
your
should.
mouth.
That's
Yeah.
all. You don't have to say anything.
Fine, next time I'll just mute myself.
At any rate, next to between Vex and Whitehill, we have, of course, Miss Laura, the lovely Laura, playing Niafta, our Tiefling Bard. And directly
Yeah,
beneath,
if I didn't get inspired and to start playing that thing even with my nose broken, it would be awful. Like, I could have saved your eyes, guys. Like, seriously.
I was trying my best in the after. I really was.
Uh-huh.
I thought you did a good job.
Thank you.
and of course, last but not least, is Mr. Whitehill, who is playing Xavier, our half-drow gunslinger.
The source of all our
What?
problems right this second.
excuse you.
Yeah, since
I
the guy
provide-
causing all the problems.
Hold up. Who hired on the people that were supposed to take us to Zeleny?
Excuse
No
me.
letting.
They paid me. They hired us.
I was going to say, yeah, they technically hired you.
I'm gonna say they did hire us, but who took that? Second,
I did.
As agreed to by the captain.
why are we being held hostage by a large tentacle monster? That is all.
First of all, large tentacle monster presented me with a 50-50 deal. I rub its back. He rubs my back.
Who nearly killed 3 of the crew members by driving into a ghost ship?
I
I'll
mean,
point out
nearly,
that was also your fault.
nearly killed is extreme. However, the steering into a ghost ship was entirely your fault, Valor. You were at the wheel.
No,
No,
I
that
was.
was Sal.
I
That
want
was
to say
Sal.
it was you were at the wheel, but I
You took
guided.
the wheel. No, you took the wheel from me.
I'll
You guys,
go
you
back
guys
and
switch
check
it.
it.
You guys switch it. Switch.
But at any rate,
You definitely didn't help. Let's
with-
put it that way.
But before we go, I do have a question. So the Octi, because that's how we refer to him now,
Mhm.
did say that the first piece for the journey that we have to do to set him free was in Zeleny, correct?
yes, he did say that.
He did say that. He also presented me the image of basically an Arcana
That's what
and
you're
a
assuming.
gnome. That I'm assuming. And an Arcana and a gnome, since it's slightly taller than Cade. And I believe that Zeleny is mainly occupied by gnomes.
You are correct,
I-
but it is not the only place that is occupied by gnomes.
I
Yeah,
do want to let
mainly.
you guys know that according to D&D Beyond, gnomes are shorter than
Interesting.
Yeah, but you know what? Brent switched it up. Fuck you.
gnomes. That's the reason why I was so confused, because that was so normal.
Actually, that
Adjusted.
wasn't the normal case. Gnomes used to be taller than halflings. That's a new edit.
In
In- in-
fourth
in- in-
edition,
in-
maybe.
In Pathfinder, gnomes are taller than halflings.
None for
I mean, and
Um, But and also, he did say something about I can guide you to a weapon or some shit, didn't he?
he said a lot of things.
He said a lot of things. But yeah,
Gnomes are
Those are-
between 3 and 4 feet tall, and it says for halflings average 3 feet. So no, gnomes are taller than halflings.
I thought it
Ooh.
was 3.5 feet on average.
No, halflings are about 3 feet tall, and gnomes are between 3 and 4.
and anyway, my
I need to know I'm not crazy.
Thank you. Anyway, my questions have been answered. Thank you.
Yeah, you're all fair. But anyway, with that, it has been a fantastic episode. We are going to end it here, and of course, I have been your Masters of the Seas, Dr. John Wolfenstein. We'll see you next time on the high seas of Vodari. Till then.
Bye-bye.